Hello, Kimmy. Kimmy, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
It would help if I turn the mic on, right?
Yeah, I was wondering what happened. I thought it was me.
And you know, every week something I'm going, right?
Exactly.
What's up, Mama? I miss you. It's like I haven't seen you in ages.
I know, right?
Oh, God, you look cute.
Oh, thanks. I'm feeling pinky today.
I see you representing.
Yes,
I got the head thing turned tighter. You gotta teach me how to do that.
I know, right?
Yeah.
I will.
You beat Carol today? What?
I know. What's going on with Carol?
I know. I
Ah,
know. I know.
I hope she'll come on and see me.
I know. I
Have to
know,
get right
right?
back off at, me have to get right back off at 3:30.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, my client will be coming. But she's very simple.
Okay.
Young girl, 20 years old. No extra extras.
Okay.
No, no, no. She's very simple. So I'm gonna try and be done with her by 4:20 before anything else.
Yeah.
A very
Yeah.
simple
Well,
young girl.
we on air right now, honey. We
Oh,
on air right now.
well, everybody heard me.
Uh,
Talking about I have to get off.
well,
Duty
yeah,
calls, guys. And I'll be right back.
it sure do.
Yeah.
Let me see. Turn this thing on.
Yeah. So how's everything going?
Everything is going good on this side. I
That's
just,
good.
as you notice, I've been home
Yeah.
mostly all week.
Mm-hmm.
Soon change though.
Yeah.
Soon change. You know how it go.
Yeah.
I miss the office.
Yeah. I'm I'm here every day. I can't I find myself I can't be away.
Oh, you can't be away?
No, I can't be away.
No, I'd be itching to come there too. I was there yesterday. They had a photo shoot. Yes, we. I know we know we're on air. We're waiting on Miss Carol to come, listeners. Me and Kimmy having our conversation like nobody's around.
I know, right?
I
At least
hope you guys are doing well. This fine Wednesday, and as we hold on, I need a new As we can you hear me?
I can hear you.
You can hear me. Okay. Yeah. So as I was saying, um, we want our listeners to show us their pink because we have this week our
Mhm.
lucky winner. If you show us your pink this week, you win a $50 gift card.
Whoa.
You know how many people can deal with that?
Exactly.
Yeah. So that's a good $50. A gift card. Show us your pink. Hashtag show us your
Mhm.
pink, and you drop it on Facebook, Instagram, or send us an email or WhatsApp. Either me, Kim, or Carol. Whoever you have a WhatsApp number to, you can WhatsApp us, and you will get the chance to win a $50 gift card. I could use that.
That is amazing. Now that is enough for you to just go ahead and show us
Every,
your.
right. Every week we want to give away a gift to one of our lucky listeners. Right. So coming up today's topic is um actually work balance, balancing work and
Hmm.
home life.
That's right.
Which I know that a lot of us can relate to that. I don't know how to balance it. I really don't. You know how to balance it?
What? Home and work.
Yeah. Can you? I mean, when you leave work, can you
Mhm.
say, "Okay, that's it. No more work. I just go home and relax"? Can you do that?
Yeah, I'm starting to learn how to do it. Yeah,
Well, you
because
need
I
to teach me.
found it's too much. Because I figure here, if I'm here all day at the salon,
Right.
that's it. When you go home, you got to separate it. Just like they were saying, when you go into the bedroom, don't carry your work into the bedroom.
Right.
Well, I love my little fun stuff because I love watching Spanish novellas. All my Spanish
Oh
listeners,
Lord, I know you do love that. You're
they know
hooked that.
what a Spanish novella is. So I love my Spanish novellas, and I get into it. So I like to watch them at night. So
Right.
once I've done all my work in the daytime at the salon, I found I'm gonna just leave it here. Now I did used to do that, take
Hmm.
it and working on things in the salon with treatments and all this kind of stuff.
Right.
It throws you completely off balance. So I think it is really good when they say separate the two.
Yeah.
You have to get some balance.
Yeah, you do have to get balance in that. Well, one thing I know, whatever I'm doing, and when 11 o'clock comes and I see that good times coming on TV,
Ah,
I drop
exactly.
everything because I
That's
love
right.
me some good times.
That's
I
right.
watch it.
See,
That's my comfort.
that's what I'm saying. See,
Tuesdays through Thursdays from 11 o'clock until I fall asleep, I have to watch.
that's it. And
Yeah.
really, truly, 11 o'clock at night, that's late anyway. So that could be some special. That's gonna be some personal time for yourself.
Yeah,
You know.
but sometimes you work. You're constantly in work mode, like checking emails, checking, oh, I gotta do this, I gotta do that for the business, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So I mean it's easier said than done.
Mm-hmm.
It's easier said than done.
Yeah, you just gotta focus on it. You gotta focus on it and put in your head, this is what I'm going to do. This is
Right.
exactly how. It depends on how bad you want it done. Do you really like to take your work home with you?
Right.
Does how is that balance in your life? Do you just want to 24 hours a day, you just want to do that? Now, you know me, I'm
Mm.
all about my business and I can do it all the time.
Right.
And I was doing that, not balancing myself, but taking home and sitting up 12, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning.
Right.
Listen, if you don't balance somewhere, it will catch up with you.
It sure will.
Wait a minute. If I've devoted 10, 12 hours of all my time to my business and I need a little bit of free time,
Right.
yeah, deserve it. I can't. So I have stopped it. I don't carry any work at home anymore. So good excuse because I'm far.
Yeah.
So if
Hey, Miss Carol Tanya.
Well, hello,
We
ladies.
we were wondering what happened. You let Kim beat you this week?
I know, right? Oh
Like
my
it's
goodness.
gonna snow. It's gonna snow in Fort Lauderdale.
It's gonna snow in Florida.
It's
Not like
gonna.
that's impossible.
Let me.
right, there you go. Because remember, I'm working. It's not like I'm just doing whatever. So it
We
has
know
not.
that. You know we have to mess with you before because you're
Of
leaving us at
course.
3:30 and you're coming back for your
Oh,
your
she is today. You're leaving us at 3:30 today?
Yeah, I have to leave. I have a client at 3:30.
but
Oh,
she's
okay.
coming back, right?
I'll be right back after I'm done with her.
Okay. So
Yeah.
you're gonna give us some health and wellness today?
Oh yes.
Nice.
We
That's
have
what
Yeah,
a
I look forward
guest.
to that.
I have
that's
a
what
guest.
we look forward to.
Hmm. I
We
have
look
a
forward to that.
yes, and I have a guest coming on, and she'll be on at 4:45.
Okay, cool.
That's even better. Like it.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so we were just chit chatting about the topic for today, but now that you're here, I know we wanna. What was your new acronym now for what's happening?
Wow.
What,
It's
yeah,
it's what's affecting us. It's not what's happening, it's what's affecting us. But it's WAU, but it's pronounced WOW. Wow.
fancy, fancy, fancy.
So in our wow segment today, ladies, what do we have?
You introduce it because you're the one that came up with this topic. So you introduce it.
You guys are so funny. So today, as a part of our wow, so let me set this up really quickly. Now, we don't own this content. Just for copyright's sake and legalities, etc. This content is actually owned by the Dr. Oz show, and we saw this online, but it is so relevant to what we want to talk about and what we've been talking about and what this whole month is about, which is this whole month is about breast cancer in women. However, this topic was on Dr. Oz and he covered this recently, and it's really just talking about should women drink milk,
Okay.
right? And we were all like, wow, that's an interesting topic. I thought it was interesting. Should women drink milk? Because apparently there is some link between drinking milk and increased breast cancer.
All right.
And being that this is the month of breast cancer, you know, this is really, really interesting. Now, just to let you know, they didn't really find, it's like, you know, it's like anything. You have to take it with a grain of salt and everything in moderation, but you'll find that they're not saying that you cannot drink milk. However, there is some sort of link in the studies that they did with these women. So we have a little video of Dr. Oz himself discussing this and the doctor who came on the show.
All right.
And we want to share it with, you know, you lovely folks today.
All right, I'm setting it up. Wait, hold on. You know me always. I'm gonna restart it.
Yeah.
Can you hear it?
Yep. Might want to turn it up as much as you can, I think.
You can share with us a little more about what resources found when it comes to drinking milk.
But we're not seeing it. We're just seeing you. So.
Thanks so much. I think that this was actually a very interesting study because those are one of those studies that impacts our health when we think of breast health.
Okay, let's try this again.
But also,
I did share this. It's saying share.
Yeah, we're seeing it now.
Okay, good.
Dairy and cancer. Alarming new headlines report that just 1 cup of milk may up your risk of breast cancer by nearly 50%. We're investigating what you need to know right now. I know a lot of you love your milk, so is there a healthy amount that you can drink? Join me now is gynecologist Dr. Jessica Shepard at Baylor University Medical Center. I gotta say, I was surprised when I read this latest study of more than 50,000 women. So Dr. Shepard, you can share with us a little more about what resources found when it comes to drinking milk and an increased risk of breast cancer.
Yeah, thanks so much. I think that this was actually a very interesting study because those are one of those studies, that impacts our health when we think of breast health, but also our daily lives and what we ingest. So this was an observational study that looked, again, like you said, over 50,000 women in North America. And what they were looking at were the health outcomes of women who were drinking full milk or dairy milk rather versus soy milk versus no milk. And what they were able to gather from the study is the women who drank dairy milk, 1 cup of dairy milk daily, that there was a 50% greater risk of having breast cancer, developing breast cancer, compared to those that are in the study who did not drink any milk during that same amount of time. And just to note, these women that were all in the study, prior to the study, none of them had any breast cancer or history of breast cancer.
All right, so Dr. many women over the years have been told to avoid soy because of breast cancer fears. I talked about this on the show quite a bit. What about the women who drank soy milk, which sometimes can be a processed version of the original?
Absolutely, you know, soy comes in various forms, but for this particular study, when looking at soy milk, they didn't show a significant increase of breast cancer.
So put it all together for us. What do you make out of this new information?
Yeah, I think that studies like this are very provocative, but what we do know is that it's still too early to make a distinct assumption. We have to note that there is conflicting conclusions when we look at studies like this because we have, just like you mentioned, there are other studies that we've seen in the past that may have different variations. But as for this study, it can prompt us to look further into this caveat, this dairy and this soy kind of conundrum and kind of figure out where we fall into that. But overall, there are actually some very good things in this study for women to sit and think about and what to consider. Other things that we want to take caution is this was done on a very specific population. So again, it was over 50,000 women, which is good when we think of studies, those are great numbers. But the women in the study actually did not eat meat. So it's really hard for us to make any assumptions or conclusions when we think of these studies because it doesn't represent the general population.
So just underline one point here. If you look at people who do not eat meat, that's not representative of America. In the medical community, it's always difficult for us to make a conclusion when we're not studying the general population. So cut to the chase here, Dr. Shepard. If you love drinking milk, can you still drink it? What are you telling your patients?
Yeah, this is the take-home message that we want all women to know, that that's our responsibility as physicians and scientists to take these studies and allow them to have this message, which is yes, you can still drink milk. And for those that take an active role in what they want to do in their lifestyle in order to decrease that risk of breast cancer is, again, looking at studies such as these and to decide if you are a dairy milk drinker, maybe there are some modifications that you can make, and also making sure that you decrease all the other things that contribute to getting breast cancer.
All right, so we reached out to the National Dairy Council about their take on this latest study. Here's what they said in part about the research. It is important for people to know that the overall body of evidence does not support a link between dairy milk or any dairy food and breast cancer. And thanks very much for being with us. Up next, what about other dairy like yogurt and cheese? You need to be worried about those foods when it comes to breast cancer. We investigate the healthiest dairy foods you should be eating.
Wow. Milk.
Yeah. So what do you ladies think about that, huh? Oh, first of all, Reese, could you click the live button for us? Folks are asking.
I'm trying to fix it. In the process of doing it, it's telling me unable to live stream so that's what I've been trying to do. So.
Oh, okay. All right. So let's continue then. Sorry, friends, if you can't see us on the live stream. We'll work on that.
Yeah, I'm working on it as we speak. I don't know why it keeps telling me this. Yeah.
All right. So, but what do you ladies think? Kimberly, I know you're in the health and wellness, and you're probably very interested in this topic, and you've heard a lot about this too. So what do you think about women drinking milk and what we just heard on Dr. Oz?
Well, this is something that's been going on for years. This is not something new. This is probably new. I don't know how that video was it a recent video?
Yeah.
Okay, that's been going on for years. They had that whole thing with the soy milk. And when they started that years ago, I didn't stop drinking soy milk or drinking dairy. I stopped drinking dairy anyway, milk and everything like that. So I've always been, especially when they introduced us to the almond milk or plant or coconut milk or something like that. Or rice milk. Those are the things that I use. So I've been using that. Because they have been talking about it hormonally, they were talking about soy milk. So it kind of freaked out because when soy came out, it was a big thing. Everybody drinks soy because it's really good, and you don't drink your dairy and all. But the dairy has been out for many years about the dairy, and then soy, I would say about probably a little bit more than 3 years. They've been talking about not, with the soy because of the hormonal stuff that they were talking about with that from a long time ago. But anyway, I converted years ago to the almond milk because I love it better. So the dairy stuff's been going on for years. This is not new to a lot of people.
Yeah, I myself, when you start to get a little bit older, some of us, because when I was younger, I hate.
Hold on.
I myself, when you start to get a little bit older, some of us, because when I was younger, I hate.
Hold on.
I myself,
Hello?
Can you hear me?
I hear you.
We're hearing you now.
Okay, I'm letting you know that we're live. So you can I just wanted everybody to know that they can go on to My Turn Radio now and they can see us live. Sorry. Go ahead, Carol.
Oh, yes. Awesome. Thanks, Reese.
Yeah.
Because some folks wanted to be able to see us, but that's all right. But we definitely want you to listen in on for all of you who can't see us, we know that this is around the work time, and, we don't want you getting fired from your jobs. Remember this.
Oh, we can't pay you.
We can't pay your salary.
We can't pay you.
and then we definitely won't have your work-life balance. Okay?
Exactly.
So
right.
We don't want to do that. So you can listen, like if you have headphones or whatever, you put one ear in and one ear so you can hear, what your bosses are saying or whoever else is talking to you or the kids talking to you at home. So, we just like to keep it light and fun here, but basically listen to us, or you can check us out on video if you can.
Yes.
So we're back to talking about finishing up because it's breast cancer awareness month, and this topic was talking about the link between drinking milk and breast cancer. So I don't know, Reese, you usually have a lot of stories and a lot of opinions. So I'm really curious to know what you feel
I don't
about
have
this.
I don't have no stories.
You don't have a story?
No,
What?
I am not a milk drinker, right? But when I do drink milk, it's like with my cereal, just 2% milk, 2%. I'm not really a milk drinker like that, but yogurt and stuff, which I'm interested to find out what he thought. That's what I'm interested in. But
Yeah,
this is news to me. This is
yeah.
news to me as far as milk can contribute to
To
cancer,
cancer.
breast
Yeah.
cancer.
Honestly, I feel like I'm like, I didn't know this. So Kimberly is very enlightened.
Yes,
So
because she's in the
she,
biz.
Yeah.
yes, so she knew all this stuff. I'm like, I feel like I'm in the dark ages because I wasn't fully aware of this.
Yeah.
So when we heard this, I was like, ah, this is interesting. So if you're like me and weren't aware of this before, we wanted to present this to you, just food for thought, no pun intended. Um, it's food for thought, but basically, me, it's not an issue for me really because I never really drank milk um, for a long time, anyways. And then as I got older, a few years ago, all of a sudden my body started reacting in some weird ways. Whew. So now I can't even really process milk. So I had to switch over to almond milk, and all that other stuff is what I have to drink. And when I don't drink that, trust me, my kid lets me have it. So so I don't drink the milk. But like the piece just talked about, Dr. Oz and the doctor, I'm sorry, that was on the program just now, talked about everything in moderation, because the study clearly included a lot of people who also don't eat meat.
Right.
So I know I eat meat. I don't eat a whole lot of red meat, but I do eat meat. So maybe that kind of excludes the folks who don't eat meat. But the moral of the story is everything in moderation. And perhaps you want to educate yourself a little bit more, do a little research, look it up a little bit more to see, where do you fall? Are you one of those people who don't eat meat? Because if you're not eating meat, perhaps your body is lacking some nutrient or something. And then when you go and you drink the milk, it reacts with that. I'm not a doctor. I do not know, so don't take all my word for it. This is merely to bring you the information so that you guys can be a little bit more informed and look into it, and maybe talk to your health advisors and your doctors.
But you know
And
what?
one of the reasons, and one of the reasons too, also with me, the reason why I knew about this and I heard this years, remember my past job, I worked in health and nutrition for 10 years. So I worked with some of the top dietitians. That was my job before I opened my business. I just brought it over to my business. So that's one of the reasons why I pretty much know about, that's pretty common sense why I would know about the nutrition as far as the
Right.
dairy and all that, you know what I mean? So that's how I know. It's not necessarily people on the regular. That's something that we do every day, all day. That's what my job was consisted of, and knowing what types
Right.
of different foods, especially working with dietitians. So,
But
not everybody, regular consumer, would actually know unless they're having problems with dairy or, they're trying to change their diet and want to get off or something like that, and they're looking a little bit more and something different to substitute for dairy. That's all.
okay, you know what? I realized that more and more as you go along, as we go along, you hear reports of what what foods are not good for you that we thought were good for us. That's contributing to illness, to sickness. You know,
Hold
so
on,
Right.
it's
hey guys.
as I said. So you're leaving us.
Oh, 1 second. Yeah.
Oh,
Sorry.
so yeah, that milk
Mm-hmm.
thing, that the milk, really, I didn't expect that.
Yeah, yeah. It was a little bit surprising to me because I wasn't fully aware of it. And, so for all of you folks who also weren't aware, and you're guzzling that milk, we've learned ever since, growing up, that milk is great for you. Milk does a body good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Strong bones, right? That's what it tells us.
Yeah.
If we drink milk, our bones are strong, and that fights against osteoporosis, right? For when we get older, all of that. And now it's saying that it may contribute to.
Here's the thing, though. If you can, I'm sorry to cut your receipt, but here's the thing, and I'm gonna say this because my client just walked in also too. So let me just say this really quick about the milk thing. When our kids grow up and everything, we do need to give them at that particular time the vitamin D. They need the vitamin D, which comes from the milk and all that. They need that calcium to help them grow. So
Right.
I don't really. I used to always say I don't suggest that people take them off and start making them drink milks like almond milk and all this kind of stuff when they're kids, when they're small kids, because the nutrition that you get from vitamin D milk, the kids need to have that to grow. You see what I'm saying? So now as they
Right.
start a little bit older, like 15, 16 or whatever and everything, it's nice to introduce, because honestly, and have them let them take a test of the almond milk and everything, because it really tastes just like milk. I'm going to honestly tell you.
Okay.
Because they're not past that whole growing stage and everything, so they don't really need it when they're like younger, like your boys, Andrea, and
Right.
all. But like when they start getting into the 15 and 16 years old, then they can change over to a different type of milk and everything.
Yeah.
Guys, I will be back on. I'm sorry, I do have to
No
go.
problem. So,
Just a few months, so
all right. So Kim, we'll see you on your segment.
yes, I'll
If
see you.
anybody that's just joining us, Kim is you say that big word.
Petition.
You're so funny.
Oh my God. All
Oh
right.
my God, I
So
love
we'll
this
see you in a
girl.
bit. All right.
Guys, I'll see you. Duty
Can you say it again, please, Kimberly?
esthetician.
That big word.
Gotcha.
That big word. All right. So we have a guest actually on our show. I'm going to admit, Miss Carol Tanya, why am I not seeing you?
I'm sorry, I was sending something.
Oh.
I'm on another screen. I'm being very unprofessional right now. Sorry.
I'll
All
be
right.
you guys in a bit. Okay.
All righty. So hello, Miss Yolanda. Miss Yolanda, hello.
Hey, how you doing?
Okay.
Okay, hello. All right.
Hello.
All right. I've got to
I don't-
go back.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
How
Are you seeing me now, Reese? I'm sorry.
Yes, I'm seeing you, and I'm seeing Miss Yolanda Dean.
Yes, Yoli. Call me Yoli.
Yoli, welcome to Let's Connect.
Can you hear us, Yoli?
Yes, I can.
Awesome. Well, welcome.
Okay, I was like, welcome to Let's Connect.
Yes. So let's just jump right in, right? Our topic today, all right, we just chatted about, what's affecting women today, what's affecting us. Our wow topic was about women and breast cancer, etc. However, our discussion topic that we want to jump into right now, and welcome you wonderful ladies. We're so happy that you joined us here on Let's Connect, where we want to chat about
Yes,
we want to chat about work-life balance. So that's what we want to jump into today. And we know that right now, especially in the climate that we're in today, there are so many of us who are at home, so many of us some people have even gone back into the workplace, and a lot of us have family at home. So we definitely have work, and we're trying to balance life. And it doesn't just have to be family, just life in general, and it's so important that we learn how to balance this, because otherwise we're going to have so many health issues, and that comes in the form of stress. It comes in the form of burnout at work, and it leads to disaster in our personal lives as well as our professional lives. So what we want to know today, right, before we go into some more detail, is if you ladies want to, I know that Miss Yoli is here, and Miss Yoli is a fantastic boss lady herself. So if you could tell us a little bit about you and about your endeavor to juggle work and life, and how is that working out for you? What is your experience with that?
Okay, well, you know me, but I'll just give you a recap of what I am and what I do. Been on Wall Street for 25 years, and then I had to change lanes and start my own home-based business as an early childhood educator. Successfully ran that for 7 years full time, and then I pulled back to just do backup and emergency care, and then I stumbled into real estate. And with real estate, I also, try to help people to learn about skincare. So I also dab into Mary Kay as a consultant. So I wear many hats on the entrepreneur side, self-employment, and I'm a mom. I have 2 grown adults, starting life all over with a 9-year-old, and
Ooh.
yeah,
Yeah.
and that's
So
why I
you
think they
you
call
you
me
know all about this.
yeah. So I think I wear that title very well, Yoli, the one and only, because I believe in nurturing the nurturer. So no matter what you do and who you do it for, if you don't take care of self, you cannot take care of anybody. And being organized is the key to juggling work-life balance, to be balanced with your work and your family life. So I don't know if you can see behind me, but I'm about stickies. So if it's something that I need to do, I need to make a mental note, I'll put a sticky, teacher Yoli, because everything that I do, it incorporates teaching. So in order to juggle all of that, I answer the question, just being organized and taking care of self.
Right. Absolutely. Being organized and taking care of yourself. That's so critical. And I wish so many more of us, really understood that. And really, because for me, I've always tried to be organized, but, we don't always stick to it, right? So it's something that you really have to do like on a daily basis, to whether that is using your stickies like you do, or making lists or something, but we have to be disciplined about it, right? On a daily basis in order for this to work.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Right? Yes, it sure do. It
Mm-hmm.
sure does.
I know for me also, I have, and I recently started doing this. I'm not even going to lie to you. I started using a planner. I went out and I bought myself a planner. And Reese, I know you're an advocate for this,
I am a
hands down.
Mm-hmm.
junkie.
Yes,
And still,
yes.
I still can't be 100% organized.
The thing is,
Yeah.
I like visuals too. I'm a visual and I like writing things down. And I've always had a planner, but honestly, with the many hats that I wear, I use my cell phone and I use the calendar, and that works for me. I don't care if I have to go to Wendy's and get a Happy Meal. It's going to be in my planner. It's going to be in my phone. And so that's why when someone says, can you do this or that? I have to check, because 9 out of 10 times, my plan is going to dictate what I can and what I cannot do. So, we always got our mobile device in our hand in front of us. A lot of times I'll have my planner in my bag, or I'll leave it at home, or it's in the car, but I don't go nowhere without that phone.
Wow.
Yeah,
I love that you said that, Yoli. I'm sorry, Reese. I'm getting excited because I want to follow up on a point she made. Woo! I want to follow up on that, but go ahead, Reese.
no, I was saying that I thought I had 1,000,001 jobs, but Yoli beat me. And Carol knows that I'm forever like doing something. And me, I tried the phone thing, but as you said, I'm visual. I have to open it up every day, see what's going on, cross it off as I do it. All right, if it's not done, I have to roll it over, and
Mhm.
that's my Bible right there.
Yes.
So I
Wow.
tried the phone thing, but I love paper and I love to see.
Oh,
You know,
Reese.
so
But
Oh,
you know what,
Reese.
Reese? Your phone will cross out as you complete your appointment, as you complete your task. You get the red line through it, like it's done.
maybe I'm not use. Do you use an app?
No, I just use my calendar and my phone.
Calendar. Okay,
What
maybe.
what type of phone do you have? You have an iPhone?
Yeah, I have the iPhone. I guess
See, she's got the iPhone,
The
Reese.
Bentley. The
See,
Bentley.
my phone
Okay,
doesn't do that, and
listen,
because I got an Android.
let me tell you, when you have an iPhone, which I have, it's the Bentley of all phones. Okay, we don't do Android.
But you know what? Don't feel
But
bad
you're
because
not
I
using
usually
it
start.
right.
Yeah, I was gonna say don't feel bad, Reese, because I usually start off writing, and then I'll make sure it gets transferred into my phone. So I'm a visual too, so I get that. I love the paper and the pen because it's for the mind. It helps the
Yeah.
mental, make a mental note, even if you don't write it down or store it in your phone. I know mentally I was supposed to do something.
Yeah,
That's
but let me
true.
ask you this, Yoli. You, as you said, you have all different. I was a Mary Kay rep too. I even went there, right? So you have all these things. When you come in, right? Well, you do it from home, but when the kids are, when it's time for the kids or your time, is it hard for you to like me? I'm like, okay, I'm gonna finish at 7 o'clock today, and I'm gonna read a book that I've been trying to read since last year. Okay, that's, and I'll start reading the book, and then my mind goes over to business. It goes over to the, oh, I need to do this. I need to. How do you deal with that?
Well, like I started off by saying, you got to nurture the nurturer, and I'm a nurturer. I'm the caregiver. So Yoli comes first, and I don't mean that selfishly because I'm very selfless, but even though I wear many hats, I'm at the point in my life I pick and choose which hat I'm going to wear for today. So I'm not running around wearing 5 or 6 hats. If I decide I'm going to do my, let's say, my backup daycare, my clients know, okay, you could come Monday and Tuesday. Real estate, I have in my phone, in my planner, real estate is Tuesdays and Thursdays. Mary Kay gets 1 day. I only do every other weekend for open houses or real estate like that. So in my mind, I don't burn myself out. It all goes back to being organized. And again, I don't have the typical 9 to 5. So I'm not doing Monday through Friday, 8 to 4, whatever. I decide if I'm going to be that realtor for today. And
Okay.
I decide
Right.
if I want to work.
Right. Right. You
So
know, and I wanted to jump back in with what you said about the phone. And I'm also very visual. And I learned many, many years ago when I was even in corporate America that the way I learn and the way I retain things is by seeing it on paper. So as I write something down, it is imprinted in my memory. That's how I remember things. If I don't see it, like if I can't remember seeing it written somewhere, I don't remember it. You can tell me till you're blue in the face. As soon as I walk away from you, it's gone. So I understand that. However, what I've been doing in the last couple of years is using my phone. And even though I joke and I say I have an Android and I don't have an iPhone, I still use my Android because I use the calendar in my phone. And everything, just like you, Yoli, everything goes on. Even if I have to do laundry, the laundry is in there, because the other thing that it does is my phone will give me a reminder. So it'll pop up and say, oh, remember, you have this to do today, you have this, you have this. And then I'm like, oh, that's right. If I don't get those reminders, I don't remember anything. So every day I'm on my family, I'm on my friends. I'm like, listen, just because you may not have to go to, it's not just for your 9 to 5. Put everything on there and it'll help you organize yourself and get it done.
That's so true, Carol, because we know that the dynamics of working from home, you work harder, you work more,
Longer hours.
Right, you're the dependable one. Amazon is coming. I got a package. I get so many texts and phone calls from family members who think I'm sitting here doing nothing when I'm wearing my many hats, right?
Yes.
And you do work hard, and so you still have to pace yourself. Like I get up, I get dressed, I do my face, I make sure the house is kept up clean, because again, I got a phone call, oh, Yolanda, we coming over to do a home inspection. So I have outside vendors. So my mind is always ready to switch gears and make sure that things don't fall through the crack, because I don't like chaos. So my mornings, I'm a morning person. So I start my morning off, and this is true to the fact, I will send out text messages to encourage older ones who may be having anxiety. And then that just seems to stimulate me, put me in a good mood. And I get my day started. I get the little girl up and ready. She has a designated workspace, like a little boss lady. this is where you do your homework. Don't bother me unless you really, really need me. So also getting her into that routine. She puts on her uniform as well. You in school, that's your mentality, so it's like, it's a mental thing. You have to have a model. And I learned that on my previous Zoom meeting. Models, when you have a model, which is your routine, it helps you pace yourself, and it helps you to elevate where there's room for improvement, but you have a model to keep you consistent. And that's pretty much my philosophy, to balance work.
Thank you. Awesome. So for you, if you have one takeaway that you want to share with our listeners, and believe me, they're listening because we've been getting the feedback. So we know you guys are listening because we get the feedback. What would you say, just to help some people who are listening right now? What is your takeaway? What's the one thing you want to tell people that they should do to help with this balancing?
Like I started off by saying, take care of you. If you're in a good state of mind, you're good physically, and that may be going for a walk, jogging, doing something for you so that you can help balance the rest of your day and your life and your family members.
I love it. Yes. Thank you so much. I love it.
I love it.
I absolutely 100% love it. And you guys know me. I don't say things I don't mean. I absolutely love it. Thank you so much for joining us, Ms. Yoli, and taking the time out. We appreciate you.
Thank you for inviting me. And enjoy, ladies. Nurture the nurturer.
Yes. Thank you so much.
So you want me to stay on, or
you can stay on if you want. If you want.
You can stay on if you want to.
I got a 4 o'clock. It's in the planner.
See? Oh, there you go. You can stay on and continue chatting, if we're able to.
I think we have Miss Karla.
Yes,
so
hello everyone.
Hi, Miss Karla. How are you doing? Welcome back to Let's Connect.
Yes, hi. How's everyone doing?
We're
good. Oh, before you start, we need to remind people to show us your pink. Show us your pink, because a lucky winner this week could win $50 gift card. Okay,
nice.
So we want you guys to show us your pink, drop it in on Instagram or the Facebook page, and let us see what you're wearing.
Yes. So that's all a part of our Show Us Your Pink campaign,
today, right? Who couldn't use $50? I could.
Yes. I could always use $50. So, and on as usual, our Instagram page is, wait a minute, our Instagram page, I just want to shout it out to everybody, because if they're going to send us their pink, the hashtag we've been using is hashtag Show Us Your Pink. And that's for Breast Cancer Awareness Month. So we're taking pics of you, send us wearing something pink. Okay, so we don't want to restrict you to say you must be wearing all pink and this and that. Right. Wear something pink. We want to see it. And that's your support for breast cancer awareness. Now, the Instagram page is let's.connect.
With a K.
That's Instagram with a K, Konnect. So it's let's.connect. That's our handle on Instagram. On Facebook, Reese, it
is Let's Connect.
There you go. Simple. On Facebook is Let's Connect. There's no dot. It's just Let's Connect with a K.
Yes.
All right. And we also have a YouTube page, you guys.
Yeah, we get there.
Yes, we're getting there.
If you miss our show, you can just slide on over to YouTube, and we have the full show on there.
Yes, the full episodes are there, and we post the link also to our Let's Connect page, the link to our YouTube. So if you're not sure, but you can always go to YouTube and just put in the search bar, Let's Connect with a K, and you'll find us. All right, and you'll see the full episodes, because you're not able to see that on Instagram and Facebook, etc. So, all right, so back to your guest, Ms. Reese.
Right?
Yeah, so just want to say a little bit about the type of work that I do. And I'm a healthcare architect. I've been doing that for over 20 years. And going to architecture school was no joke because the stress that they put on the students from day one, it's ridiculous. I remember just being in the studio, all sorts of hours, sometimes not even sleeping. There were kids that didn't even sleep for days just because they had to
Wow.
get their presentation done.
Wow.
And I realized that that goes right into the workplace. So, when you go into an architecture office, they always expect you to be there 100% of the time. And there's never any downtime. There's never, any family time that they expect you to have. So I remember early on in my career speaking to one of my coworkers, and she said to me, when you leave this job and you go home, pick a corner. And from that corner on, tell yourself, I will not think about work from here on. And that's one thing that I always appreciated. And I actually live by that. As soon as I'm out of work, I don't bring it back up into my head, because I feel that when I do that, then I start stressing or even thinking about it too much. Then I go home and I may even dream about it. And I'm like, wait a minute, I'm not getting paid to dream about this job.
I know, right?
Trying to
Pay me
solve
to dream
problems
about
in my
you
head.
in your sleep.
Yeah. Like, no, that's not gonna work for me. So yeah, so it's a difficult task. And one of the things that I learned in my last job was that while I'm at work, I can always say no. There are tasks that don't have to be done right then and there. So you can always, just, ask, can this be done tomorrow? And yeah, so
Like
you don't
that.
have, because they always make you seem like it has to be done now or somebody's going to die. But there are so many things that can just be done the next day. They just like to pile on the work or pile on the stress.
Right.
And like Yoli was saying, the most important thing is take care of yourself. If you can't take care of yourself, you can't function.
Right.
You can't function at work. You can't function with your family.
Absolutely.
The other thing that I found that is very important is time, because you can never replace time that you've lost with your family or with your friends, but you can always replace money. So that can be replaced, but the time is very important. So when you're at work, you can also delegate, the work that you have. So especially if you're in the position to be a manager, you can always find different ones that do different things so that you don't put it all upon yourself. And I had to learn that too, because I'm the kind of person that I always feel like I have to do it myself because I know how I'm going to do it.
Exactly.
Yeah, so I had to learn to let go of that and like just give somebody else the responsibility of taking care of it and letting them do it.
And that is such a common issue. I'm sorry to jump in, but it's the issue of a lot of women, and you've been in corporate America or whatever, but a lot of women have the tendencies to just want to do it all because, we know what we're doing. We know the desired goal that we want to get to. So rather than having the time or the patience to wait for someone to catch up, we'll tend to just say, I'll do it myself because I know I can get it done in, the next 15 minutes and it's done and it's up and I can move on to something else, while you have to wait a couple of days for someone to catch up. So we do that, but then we forget, just like you said, Karla, we're piling on more and more and we're adding to our stress level, right?
Yeah.
And then if we have to remember that is an opportunity for someone else to learn and to grow. Because once they've learned this, they've learned it now, and the next time it'll be a lot easier.
Exactly. Yep. And even at home, whether you're a single parent or you actually have, a husband or, in the case of a man, if families, you can delegate to your kids depending on their age. That's one thing I'm finding myself doing now that my daughter is a little older. So I'm like, okay, it's time to do laundry, but you got to bring, you got to bring your stuff down.
Yeah.
You have to bring your laundry bag, carry it, see how heavy it is.
So that's what you call it, huh? Delegate to the kids. I
Yep.
love that you said that. I'm going to use that going forward.
And also like with lunch, now that everybody's doing the virtual learning, I'm like, okay, there's stuff there. Just go look in the cabinet, you can fix yourself a sandwich, you can do your own lunch. So now you don't have to cook for like everybody every meal. So,
Yeah.
you just let them do it on their own.
Oh my goodness. I love that, Karla, that you just said that. And Reese Karla was talking about something that ties in to even a lot of the topics that we've been talking about since we started on the show, because now that we are in the pandemic and most of us, not everybody, most of us are home. Okay,
Yep.
so we're home and we have children and we're still working. So we are juggling. We're doing this master juggling act. And this is for men and women. It doesn't matter, because we're all at home and we're working and the men are there and the women are there. We have to share space and we have to share responsibilities. But the fact that you just mentioned delegating, I'm going to start using that with my child as well. Delegating certain jobs for them to do. Usually I was thinking, listen, go make yourself something to eat. I'm sorry, the food is in the fridge, go get it. You know how to do it. but the term delegating, I love that.
Sounds fancy, right?
I love that, because normally now I'm going, listen, the dishes are in the sink and this is for you to do. Just go. I already cooked it. It's your turn. Go do the dishes. Your turn to do.
You're lucky. I don't do that. I just give them the eye. And they know. I don't have no time for that.
But see, what Karla is doing is delegating.
Okay.
See, I love that. We're not bossing them around. We're not bossing them around. We're delegating.
Delegating. Okay, I got you.
Yeah, part of the teamwork.
I absolutely love that. And it does help with that work-life balance, like you said, because we're not the only ones doing everything, and we're stuck at home for many of us, and we're inside all the time, depending on what state you're in, etc. We're inside all the time, so you can't do everything because you'll go crazy, and it ups the stress level and the anxiety level and the depression level for everyone.
Definitely.
A good formula to help balance, especially since you said we're stuck in the house. Usually with remote learning, I would take my baby out. Like today we went and got Wendy's just to get away from the screen, just to get fresh air. So again, incorporating those small moments, those little takeaways to help balance the day. And that way you don't feel like you're suffocated in the house.
Right.
That is true. Except if you have a kid like mine who never wants to leave the house.
Like mine too.
Really? It's like, I don't know what it is about them now. It's like they're in the house and they're like, oh, no, I don't want to go. And then you're like, it's another stress just to get them out of the building.
Yeah.
So you have it good.
Real quick, I just want to welcome Mr. Oral to the group, to the party, to the daytime party. Welcome.
Welcome.
Hi, how you doing? How you ladies doing?
We're doing good.
Hello.
So we are so glad right now.
To your discussion and just kind of smiling to myself, thinking, wow, it seems like just yesterday I was the kid that was in the house, or I was the kid that had to have my parents do all of these things, and now we are the parents, and it's just so amazing.
Yeah.
We're
getting old. That's what I call it. I said it.
I think I'm already there. I beat you to it.
I'm telling you.
Well, I'm sorry, I can't agree with you guys. I'm like wine. I get better with time. So.
Oh, okay. So,
I love it.
Do you know our topic for the week? Oh, sorry. The
Uh,
topic of the day is
Topic of the day.
is
So,
balance.
okay, so let's set it up. Let's not put the
good.
pressure on our guest here because we want our guests to keep coming back. We want them to come back.
Yes.
So, our topic today we're discussing is work-life balance.
Mhm.
And we're chatting with, as you can see, we're chatting with just everyone. And listeners, we're talking to men, we're talking to women, it doesn't matter. And we are so happy that we have a male guest
I'm
right
telling
now
you.
who has jumped into the discussion with all of us women here,
Yes.
Yeah.
right? Because we want the male perspective
We want
as
their
well.
yeah.
So we're talking
Okay.
about work-life balance, Oral.
Mhm.
So if you could just give us a quick catch us up on what you're doing, how is this topic really affecting you in terms of how you balance work and life?
Well, it's a great topic because I got to tell you, this just not even before COVID, this world is just so fast paced, and it's just it seems so much more difficult to just keep pace with just barely making it, just like staying middle class because there's so many things. And I'm Jamaican, and we spoke earlier, Carol. You mentioned about having all these like 6 jobs or whatever. It's just
Yeah.
Yep.
you have to in this today's age. You have to have a multiple income stream to be able to just make it. So it is a difficult thing to keep up with life, and especially when you have children, and at the same time try to maintain a healthy lifestyle. It is a difficult thing for me. I get up at 5 in the morning, sometimes 3 or 4 times a week to go running, and I mean, I get up at 5, and I'm still rushing to get out of the house by 7:30, 7:40, and it's just it's a crazy thing, but we have to try to find a balance. And another way I try to find balance is like if I'm rushing with something and I know I'm going to be late, I make the arrangements, I call, and I just calm down and I get there when I get there. Because sometimes in life we're so stressed, we're just running, and it just increases our stress level. So for me, it's like I try my best to get to a particular location at a specific time. If I'm running behind, I call. If I can't, I'll just get there and I'll explain later. But it's just something for me to get that peace of mind. We can't rush so much that we're already late and we're still stressing. Because for me, I don't like to have people wait on me. So a lot of times that's one of the things that increase my stress level. And I have to just take a deep breath and say, you know what, I'm already late. Let me just get there when I get there and get there safe. So that's kind of my thing. And it's a
Does that work
difficult
for you?
thing. It does. It gives me a lot of peace because I just, hey, you know what, I'm running, like for instance, about 2 weeks ago, I was meeting with the mayor of Ocala, Florida, and a business partner of mine. And they're both there at the restaurant, and I'm there and I'm trying to find parking, and I'm like, you got to be kidding me! I'm the only person of color, and I'm the one that's late, And so I'm like stressing, So I say, you know what? I just called. Hey, I'm here. I'm trying to find parking. I'll see you guys in a few minutes, and I just left it at that. And I got there, and I never missed a beat. And I just got into the conversation where I fit in, and that's what we have to do, is just not stress ourselves out. I mean, the other extreme of that is a person that just don't give a damn. They get there whenever they get there, and we as people of color have that reputation of just being so late. Whereas in me, I don't like to be late. So it does work for me, and I have to make it work for me because it's just another added stress on top of all the different stresses that with this new year that came upon us. So.
Okay. I wish I learned how to do that. That's the reason I asked you, does that work for you? Because in all of my how many years,
Mm-hmm.
I never really learned how to not stress about that. And I am going to work on that because I do stress. And I do have the tendency to be running behind a lot of the times, unfortunately. And I would worry about it so much that the whole time I'm in the car going, I practically have just stuff popping out my eyeballs, out my ears, everything, because I am turning into a wreck. And it does affect you mentally, right?
Yeah.
And you do stress out about it, because sometimes I've experienced where I get to a meeting and I can't even focus. Like stuff that I prepared, it's not even in my mind anymore. So you're absolutely right. And I like that you said that.
We have to, because it's just like, once you've determined that you're going to be late, it doesn't make any sense to stress about it, because it's not going to make you get there any faster. And in actuality, it can make things worse, because you can try to go a little too fast. You can get pulled over, get a ticket, or you can get into some kind of accident. So you just have to get there when you get there.
Yes. Awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you,
Reese, I'm sorry, you wanted to make a point.
Just one thing. Oral had said that before. Yeah, us island people love the 6-7 jobs, right? But, but if you notice, after the pandemic, a lot of people were like, "Oh, they're not gonna do that. They don't need that." But if you notice, with this pandemic, a lot of people are thinking now, right? They're gonna prepare themselves now.
Oh yes.
Hoping that it don't happen again, right?
Yeah.
But it don't matter, because now it's teaching everybody. Like, we never expected this to happen, right? We never expected this to happen. So for us island people that had the 4 million jobs, so it's more now. A lot of people, and you're gonna see a lot of entrepreneurs coming out.
Oh yes, oh yes. If you're wise, you look at every disappointment, and you find opportunity in every disappointment, because a lot of times it's there.
Yeah. So I see we also have another guest, Miss Nadine Prendergast. Did I pronounce that properly? Prendergast.
You did. Hello.
Hi, welcome.
Hello.
You can't be Jamaican and not pronounce that properly.
I know, right? I'm a Jamaican.
Right.
I'm a Jamaican.
Jamaican woman.
A Jamaican.
Yes. Hi guys. I'm so glad I got to hang out with you guys.
Yeah.
Hello.
This is what we do every Wednesday.
Yeah, so I'm hearing. So
if you have time, come on over to Let's
All right.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely. Good stuff.
So welcome.
Thank you
We're
so much.
so glad that you could join us today, and
Thank you, Ms. Carol.
and stick with us for as long as you can, and that goes for our wonderful guests, you guys, as well as our listeners out there. Don't leave us. Stay with us.
Yeah.
But right now, we want to chat with you, Miss Nadine, because I happen to know you, so I know a little bit about your background. But if you could just tell us who you are. You don't have to give us all the details of your life. That's not why you're here.
Not too much.
but to really chat with us on the topic of work-life balance, and how does that come into play with what you do and the advice that you can give to our listeners.
Oh, sure. So I asked you earlier if we were going to be on video, and the reason I asked you is because I'm cooking, right? I'm doing homework.
That's okay.
I'm working on a project, and I'm cooking my escovitch fish and my brown stew fish.
She just wanted to make us jealous.
I just had to put that in there.
Put that in there, okay.
That's mean.
And I was like, you know what? Let me just turn this down on low, and because I would just leave it and forget that I'm actually cooking. But so basically, I am Jamaican. My career path, I am a management technology consultant, or a technology management consultant. I work for a technology consulting firm. And so I spent a lot of my life either in career-wise, either in working in consulting or working in investment banking technology. So just from those two perspectives, they're very fast-paced. And I think when I was single and didn't have a child, I didn't really care that much. We just always worked. We were just always on. But after having a child, and my daughter is 5, so I started looking at the whole work-life balance thing a little bit differently. So before, I don't think it really existed. And I think work-life balance means a lot of different things to different people, depending on their priorities and things like that. But I have to look at work-life balance from two perspectives. One, from the perspective like of a worker, and then also the perspective of a boss, because when I'm at work, I usually have a team. So it means different things to me, because I have to, as a worker, I have to identify those things that are really important to me. Like if there are things happening that I know if they don't happen a certain way, it's gonna make me nervous, anxious, and those things, it's probably not gonna, it's gonna contribute to me not being as productive as I would wanna be in the workforce. So for example, you know, when my daughter started pre-K, one of the things that was a priority for me is making sure that I can get off work at a certain time every day on schedule, so that I can pick her up from after school. And I had to be cognizant that because she was so small, if one day I came at 4:30 and the other day I came at 5:30, it caused her to be really scared and things like that. So I had to kind of learn that I couldn't just come on any schedule. I had to make sure that I was leaving at the same time, you know, picking her up at the same time, things like that. So what I had to learn was that first I had to prioritize the things that was going to contribute to me being a productive worker and make me happy as an individual. The other thing that I had to do was to set boundaries with my boss and company. Some companies, and especially coming from like investment banking technology, you know, they were always on, and sometimes companies will, even if you log off work at 5 or 5:30, 6 o'clock, they still think that when you get home, you're going to log back on and you're going to do work. And it's important that you set those boundaries to say, no, once I leave here at such a time, I'm not available. So I had to manage that a little bit differently if I was managing a team, or if I was working on a team where there were like a lot of global stakeholders. Because clearly, if, you know, UK is awake, probably like when we're sleeping, or vice versa, India is awake, Australia is sleeping when we're awake, that sort of thing. So you have to balance that. And I also had to make sure that I was on top of my deliverables and made sure that if I was communicating to my boss my needs, that like I need to leave at X time. I mean, it's not really that important for you to tell managers what the reason is, but I find that it helps to explain. And when I am in the position of a boss, I don't really need the explanation, but I am cognizant that other people sometimes will need that explanation as to why, and it helps. So I make sure that my boss is not worried that I'm going to miss deadlines or things like that. So I will ensure that my deliverables are aligned really well. And I just make sure that I communicate my needs, not just to my boss, but like my team. So
Right.
it would get to a point to where if there's a deliverable or something needs to be discussed or there needs to be a meeting, the team would know that, you know, oh, Nadine is going to leave by X time, so let's have the meeting by this time. And it's not just me, but there will be other people on the team, especially mothers. Sometimes there were men who were caring for like a sick relative or something like that. So it wasn't just mothers, you know. Work-life balance is affecting all genders. Mm-hmm. And from a boss perspective, I really like to sit with my team to understand like what their needs are, because I find that sometimes, depending on the culture that someone is coming from, another company that is not really open in discussing like a balance, you know, work-life thing, they're afraid to speak up. So I try to start that conversation to say, is there anything that will prevent you from working from, you know, 8 to 6 or, you know, whatever the case may be. And at that point, I'm helping them to be comfortable to say, oh, okay, so, you know, I would prefer to come in earlier, like 7:30 to 4 or something like that. And if we can, and we work together to make sure that the deliverable schedule maps what they're looking for. And I find that once people understands and we make them feel like they, whatever is important to them is also important to us, that it goes very well. And then there are some firms, the company that I currently work for is smaller, it's not as big as the investment banks. And I know that my boss, who's the head of the consulting group, I mean, just this week, he sent out an email, a mass email to the firm to say, I know we've been working hard, and I want to remind you guys of two things. One is, remember that the time that we're in is very different. People are stressed. Even high performers are not going to deliver as well as they used to. Keep that in mind and to be cognizant of that. And the second thing he said was, at a certain time in your day, stop working. I don't care what's due. Stop working. Go outside for 15 minutes. Do something fun with a friend or your child. Take a picture, take a video, and send it to us. And to me, that, you know, that's like a really good leader, because he is saying, I care about you guys. I care about what's happening, and I know that all of us are being impacted. So I try to do that. So I think the key things is really prioritizing, you know, what's important, communicating to, you know, those who are in authority, and with your team. And if you're on the other side where you're a boss, also try to put people at ease so that they will communicate their needs, and just overall making sure that your deliverables are not impacted by, you know, your schedule. And when you get home, if you tell, if stick to your word, if you tell your team that, you know, if I leave at 5:30, that's it, don't send me an email, don't send me a text, and they send you and you respond, then that's a problem. All right? You have to stick to your word. Now, I'm sure that there are things that, especially if you're on a global team, there may be something that you have to respond to. And again, you have to prioritize. But those things, you have to stick to your word and have integrity and things like that. And just, you know, there are some things, like before I had a child, it was really important for my kitchen to be squeaky clean at night before I go to bed. After a child, I was like,
not so much.
Not so much.
so much. You know, but thankfully my husband knows that it weighs heavily on me. Like if the kitchen is still messy, and so sometimes he will just say, I'll do it, you know, just go upstairs and, you know, get our daughter ready for bed. And I'm so grateful. But the control freak in me, I'm upstairs going, oh, did he forget to put this in the washer? Did he forget to put that in the washer?
Goodness.
And I'm like coming back downstairs, and he's like, babe, do not come down here. You know, I got it.
Oh my, see, that goes back to what Karla was talking about, delegating, right?
Yeah.
You got to learn how to delegate certain functions to other people to lessen your stress, because it's not going to help you. And I want to mention, go ahead, Reese.
Don't give the person something to do and then go behind them. And why
you know, it's what us wives do, unfortunately.
Oh
but you're giving yourself double work when you do that.
Well, you
exactly.
Absolutely.
But now it's a double joke, the right? Stress.
Yeah, now it's a joke.
Behind them, putting up the dishes behind, like.
Yeah. Like, did you forget? And sometimes he does forget, but now we just laugh it off. Before I would be like, oh my God, I can't believe you forgot that. But now it's funny, like, oh yeah, I forgot. Oh my God, I forgot the garbage. You know, but I'm like, you know, whatever that we can do to alleviate the stress, just do it. And sometimes work-life balance is different on a day-to-day basis. It just depends on what's happening that day.
But ladies, check this out. Isn't this amazing? We have all this technology. We have a computer, a camera, a GPS unit, all in the palm of our hands. Shouldn't our lives be simpler instead of more complex?
Let me tell you,
you would think.
Don't even start, because I spend so much time.
She have attitude with me because no matter how they tell me where to turn, I never turn where they tell me to turn. But that GPS constantly have an attitude with me. So
I can't wait for the GPS with a Jamaican accent, though.
Oh, Lord.
Well, you know, I'm sure somebody's probably having an app for that already, probably.
And if somebody's thinking of doing that, hit me up as the voiceover lady.
Oh,
here's the Jamaican voiceover lady.
Yes, I think you'd be good for that.
With that
voiceover.
Yes.
And for people like Miss Reese, who cannot follow the directions, we would have a talk.
Can you imagine, go up the road, minister, go around that saw.
You know what's so funny? What he said about the our life should be much more simpler with technology, but honestly, it's not. And I had this conversation with my 22-year-old son on Saturday to be exact. What was life like? I said, we were
I don't
on
remember.
time.
It was
I
amazing,
remember.
actually. It was great.
If I had an appointment, I was on time.
Yes.
Meet me here at 4:30.
Mhm.
By
Yes.
4:45, if you didn't show up, you were late and I was leaving. We had our pages. There was telephone booths on every corner.
Oh, my God.
You made your contact like that, but you wasn't stressed out. You more stressed
Yeah.
And
out.
that's the
more
point
you
I was
have,
going
the
to
more
get
stressed
to.
out you are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, I'm glad you brought us back to that, because that's the point I was going to make, that even though we have this technology, our lives are not less stress, it's more stress. And it's up to
Yeah.
us to certain time, put the phone down. Like for
Yeah,
me,
switch it off.
like in the morning when I'm going in, when I get up at 5, I don't take the phone in the bathroom with me. I leave the phone out. That's one of the things that we got to stop doing.
Okay.
Have some time for us and put the phones down, because the minute you take it with you, it's going to be some email, or sometimes it's just garbage and it's just beeping and chirping and all kinds of stuff. So we have to just really learn to better prioritize our lives and stop depending on these things so much, because we you know something that's interesting, lady, we're all here, all of us here are very blessed, because we were born in the time before smartphones.
Yeah.
So we know how it is to live without them.
Turn it
So
off.
if some, and by some terrible fate, if there was an EMP that happened to go off and all electronic became obsolete, we would be fine.
Listen, the Wi-Fi at my house, if it just clips, it just comes out for a little bit. Oh my, mommy, what's the Wi-Fi? The Wi-Fi, I can't get on. Like, it's the end of the world. Like, okay, I'm rebooting. Oh, and just to let you know that there is a Jamaican app out there. I was just told.
Are you serious?
I figured it would be something like that.
Yes, I was just told that there's one. So yes.
That's funny.
That's
Yeah.
hilarious.
But I agree with the phones, because I find that now that we have the phones, all these smartphones, the minute somebody sends you a text, you feel compelled to look at it.
Exactly.
It's true.
Yeah,
I've
but
found
sometimes you just
myself-
gotta like ignore it.
Let it go.
Yeah.
Yes, let it go.
That's my problem. That is my problem. I'll be
But
waking
then
up
they
in the middle of
text you.
the
They
night.
text you your cell phone number. They text you on Messenger. They don't
Yeah,
hear
that's
from
me.
you. They
That's
pick up
me.
the
How
phone
dare
and be
you?
like, "I just sent you a text
Dare
message. You didn't get it."
Ignore my text.
Or
Okay.
I see that you got my WhatsApp because I saw it's blue. That means you read it.
Yeah.
I'm one of those stalkers. So Rika stalked you enough so you know. I'm like, I know you read my stuff.
I know
So
you
I
read
don't know
my
why
stuff.
you're ignoring me.
And
So you need
No,
to
and then
respond.
you gotta reply with an excuse. Oh, I was washing my hair. I'm sorry.
Or
But-
iPhone
but-
let you know that you read it. Okay.
Oh,
It
yeah.
says
Well, by
read.
the way, it's an app for that too, where if you really wanted to read it without them knowing, there's an app for that too. So it's an app for
Oh
everything.
wow.
Look at that. You see that?
What?
Yeah. Yeah.
Didn't know that.
Yeah,
I
it
think
happens to me. I have to go downstairs to do the laundry. I leave my phone upstairs. I come back and there's like a bunch of messages. I'm like, what happened?
Yeah.
And you know, the funny thing is, we're so programmed. Sometimes this is the other thing. The flip side to that, we leave the phone, and when we come back, it's no message, and it's almost like we're disappointed.
Yeah.
I wait.
No one called us.
5 minutes. It's been 5 minutes. Nobody wanted to text me.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
5 minutes
So,
in text world, that's long. Okay.
Yeah.
It's
I think
really
it's us.
sad.
I think you just have to be cognizant of it, because I have my Bible on my phone, and the other day I caught myself, like, I had the Bible and I'm praying, right? And something goes ding, ding, ding. And literally I'm praying, I'm going like this.
Oh my goodness!
And I'm like,
wow.
honestly,
Wow.
though.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because the phone is right
It's
there, because I'm
addicting.
like, oh, well, I'm praying, the Bible is open. So now I try to kind of like have the Bible itself, like the physical thing, and then just it's just
Exactly.
It's just
So
kind
that
of
goes back
wired.
to what Oral said. You go leave it somewhere else.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
shut it off while you're doing that. You
Yeah.
know, leave it somewhere else. And I want to bring you guys
We need to
back
do that
around real
challenge.
quick.
We need to do
Yeah.
that challenge.
Everyone
Put your
needs
phone
to do
away
that.
for 1 hour and see.
It's actually easy for me. On Sunday,
That would be easy for
especially
me.
Sundays, I don't even look at my phone.
Really?
Yeah.
That must be
I
the
try
old
I
junkie
try to
around
have
here.
one day. I try to have one day where I do absolutely nothing, and I sometimes just leave the phone in a drawer.
Listen, If that happens
Yeah.
and somebody texts me and I don't respond, they're gonna think that something is wrong. Cause
Yeah,
literally,
they did. And they
people,
text and they FaceTime, but I wasn't answering.
Oh wow.
I need to
Yeah.
try.
We definitely need some me time for ourselves.
Yeah, you
Me time, me
do.
time.
I've been trying to
It's
read a book since last year, me time, and it ain't happening. Last
oh my
year,
goodness.
Terry,
Wow.
Terry McMillan's book. Okay, last year, still in chapter 1.
Yeah,
Wow.
Chapter
I know.
1, you didn't even get past the first chapter? Oh my
Telling
goodness.
you, too much
No,
stuff.
it's
Well,
Yeah, well,
tough.
you.
I've been trying. I'm so
Wow.
behind on my daughter's homework, and it's kindergarten.
Jesus.
But she gets so much. She gets like 6 different homeworks every day. Honestly, it took me like I was telling Carol. It took me like the second week to realize that she had an 11 o'clock class. I didn't realize that there was a third class for her.
And
Nadine, you're
kindergarten,
actually in school. That's what it is. She's not in school. You're in school.
yeah.
yes, yes.
So behind, and like the
Mm.
technology doesn't work that great. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
Let
it's
me.
so much that we're juggling at the end of
Yeah.
every single day. And my kid just turned 12 last week. And at the end of every single day, I have to go. So now the school system has given us parents, they send emails every night to tell us,
Yeah.
okay, these are the grades that they got, and you need to go check your kids' grades, and you need to understand that they didn't do this, and they need to get this done by tomorrow. So every day I'm
And it's
logging
multiple
on.
emails too.
Every day. So it's an additional job
Yeah.
that us parents, we're in school just as much as they
Mhm.
are. Okay,
Yeah.
so here is the stress we're talking about and the
Yep.
anxiety of everything else piled on top
Mhm.
of. So how do we balance that? So I have to make time now, and a certain time of the day I go and I know that, okay, this is for schoolwork time. Like I'm in school, this is schoolwork time. So I'm
Mhm.
gonna go in and look at everything, and I'm gonna craft a plan to help my child to make sure that she's staying on top of everything that she's supposed to be doing.
You
So
have
I'm
one.
in school.
You have one. I have 2 boys.
Yeah.
Okay, I have to wake them up in the morning. Like I'm going to school, and I have to say, get up and go to the table. You're not laying down in the bed, and I have to wake them up like an hour before school. And
Yes.
okay, one is extra lazy.
It's
Okay, which is a 17-year-old, extra lazy, and then you have
It's hard.
It's hard. It's like
It's hard
going to
because they're used to getting up, having a routine and going to the bus or the train, and there is nowhere to go but to the kitchen table.
Yeah, and I have
I
to
So
right.
got.
ensure that I'm
I have
here.
to
yeah.
tell you, I couldn't do the whole stay at home. Last year, like the beginning of the school last year, when every schools were like pretty closed out, it was a nightmare for me. And I tell you, I love the fact that we have school down here because I couldn't deal with it.
Well, I'm in Florida.
Yeah.
I'm in Florida now, but I'm not. They just told us that all kids could go back to school. I'm not sending them back to school yet until I see
Oh
what's.
no,
You know,
I love the school. Oh boy,
as much as I
me,
want to push them out,
it couldn't be fast enough for me.
Yeah.
as much
If
as
if if my daughter was older, but I don't.
they just
She's
found
too
2 cases
small.
they just found 2 cases in the school close to me, right? One
Well,
teacher, one student. It's still not bad,
yeah.
but I wish I could kick them out and say, "Listen, go, just go."
Get out, please. I
Yeah.
need my brain space. Yeah, I mean, I think we all want to do that. But I wanted to go back a little bit to the point we were chatting before, because it is so true in terms of the technology that we used to use back in the day versus what we're doing now and how it adds to our stress. But it signals, brings an important point that I want to mention, and I want to ask you guys here on our panel here. Do you think there's a difference to how different segments of the population react to the whole term of work-life balance? In terms of, we have baby boomers, we have the Gen X, and we have the millennials. Do you think there's a difference in
Oh,
work-life
it's a
balance
big.
to them?
May I jump in, ladies?
Sure.
Um, it's definitely a difference because especially the great generation or the baby boomers, have a different mentality. They don't get as stressed as we do. I think the people that get the stress the most are the Generation X and the millennials. I think we have more stress than they do, and they just handle stress a little different. You know, because even my mom, my mom is great. What is she? She's 80 years old, so she's right before the baby boomers, so she's the great generation, and she handles stress at much long. Everything is calmer. They're more relaxed. They're not rushing. They're always on time.
Practice.
They're always on time, and it's like it seems like they have a lot more time. So how is it that we have technology and we're always rushing and we're always late? You know, so they do things totally different, and I observe it because, like, for instance, my kids, where they're like the what are they? They're what are they considered? Y2K generation, and they are just like stressing about the simplest thing. My iPad's not working. Oh my gosh! And Reese, you were saying earlier about the Wi-Fi goes out, and they're panicking like it's the end of the world. So it seems as if the more time passes, the more stress our society becomes. So I think we should like take a look at the great generation, baby boomers, and see how they do it, and kind of like take a little bit of what they do and incorporate it in what we're doing, because we shouldn't be as stressed. And in my opinion, this is just my opinion, but I feel like we're more stressed than they are.
Yeah.
So
Carol,
anybody else want to jump in?
Carol, you mentioned something about baby boomers, Gen X.
Mhm.
Who's
Yeah,
Gen X?
Generation X. So that's what I wanted to jump in. Let me give you a little. I found a study that was done, and I saw this in Forbes. And there's a gentleman who did this piece, Alan Cole, and he did a study from Forbes, and he did a study on these three different segments, right? So baby boomers are really people who were born between 1945 and 1960.
Yeah.
Right. So these are all older folks, and they were around the time of World War II.
They were the product of World War II. Well,
so that's the population we're talking about when we talk about the boomers.
Yeah,
and
the
for
boomers
them, you know, it says that they're used to the hardship. They got used to the hardship because around that time, everything was so difficult. So for them, making a living was not a small task. That was ridiculous, even trying to make a measly living. So for these folks, they stay at the companies longer, you know, because for them, they can't worry about where the next meal is coming, about being comfortable and work-life balance and all of them. So for them, it's like you get out there and you get at it. That's it. No ifs, ands, or buts. And right now, these are the people who are actually the directors and the senior people, because they're so, how would you say, they're so shaven, they're so accustomed, so molded to that lifestyle and to that mentality. But they are stressed. They're hardened because they did what they had to do. And then you have the Generation X. Generation X are the ones who were born 1961 to 1980. I fall in the Gen X population.
Me too.
We all do.
So most of us on this panel are in the Gen X, you know, and for the Gen X folks, we are going through all the long hours and all the poor work-life balance and blah, blah, blah. However, we saw our parents, who are the boomers, and we've determined that we don't want to do this. We don't want that for us or for our children. So this is where now the whole thing about work-life balance came up and started to take shape, all right? Because we're trying to change the narrative. And we're now looking at, you know, the PTO and getting more help and spending more time with our family members and all that stuff that you talked about, Nadine. And then you have the other population, which is the millennials. So that's where the stress started, like I said, in Gen X. We're looking for the perks, telecommuting stuff and all of that stuff, like Nadine talked about, the vacation time. And, you know, we want all that, the maternity leaves and the paternity leaves and all of that.
And get paid for it.
Exactly. So that came about with the Gen X folks. You know, because we witnessed our boomer parents, and we don't want that. Then you have the millennials, right? Now the millennials are 1981 to 2000. Now the study stopped there, but the millennials now, whew, these are the folks who've seen like the heavy tuition, school tuition, high tuitions. They have to pay this back. So this is where the stress is really, really bad on
I
these
saw that
folks.
too. I
Yes.
just finished paying off my student loan after like 20
There
years.
you go. There you go. The student loans and the hardships and the burdens that
Yeah.
come, you know, and so this population is more concerned with finding stable employment so you could pay off those student loans. Okay, so this is where most of the population, they're focused on this. They're so focused, and they're stressed out, and they're trying to get the student loans done, and everything is focused on that. So the stress now, companies are trying to recognize that and trying to figure out how do they balance that, because it's different for the boomers, the Gen X, the millennials. It's very different. It signals something different for all of these populations. But how do companies address this? And that's a whole nother part of the discussion. But I just wanted to say it is so different. But the bottom line is finding that balance individually for yourselves. The companies, they're still struggling with this. They haven't really found the key yet, because they're putting bean bags in offices and billiard tables and all of this stuff. And
To
that's
keep you
not,
there.
but that's not what it's about.
To keep you there all day. Yeah. Free
Yeah.
lunch.
You know, but that's not what work life is all about, because then you're not having a balance on your life. If you're staying too long in the office, or just balance is really about, like you said, finding how do you help people. Like you said, your boss, he sends you guys a little note to say, go outside, take a walk, take a picture with your kid, you know, do this, do that. That's more what companies should be looking to do. And that's where they should be educating their staff and their directors to do.
I think COVID sort of changed the paradigm in a lot of these companies, especially coming from like investment banking on the finance side. They were just so focused on FaceTime. You have to be in the office. You have to stay long. This person had to see you. If you wanted to work from home, you know, it was so taboo. Like, what are you doing? I need to know what you're doing every time. COVID has forced them to realize that people can be productive if they're away from the office as well. Because, you know, COVID forced everybody to be at home. There wasn't any like, oh, okay, some of you come in, and then, I mean, now people are sort of going back to work a little bit, but everybody was home. So what I thought, a colleague and I were talking this week, and they were like, well, whatever happened to those companies that would just not even entertain us working remotely, even for a day? Because I went through that. They don't have a choice. And are they falling apart? No, people are working. People are productive. When people are happier, they're more productive. And if somebody had to be in the office worrying about their child, having to bring somebody in their home who could potentially, you know, infect their child, they wouldn't be as productive. You're spending 2 hours on the train, going back and forth to work, another hour on the subway to go uptown. It's crazy.
Yeah, and
You get more
Nadine,
work done.
I find that was like a big problem in the architectural field, because I've discussed with Carol many times where, you know, all the meetings that they ever wanted to have were always face to face.
Yeah.
Nobody could ever even think about, showing a drawing on a screen, but they wanted to see it right then and there, with you pointing with your finger, you know. So, but they've come a long way, because they all had to close shop and they all had to work from home.
Exactly, and the work got done.
Exactly.
They wouldn't allow you to use the red pointer. You had to use your finger. Gosh, they're terrible.
It's like they had to see it and touch it.
Exactly. But now they don't have a choice.
They don't.
So,
and the work is getting done.
Yeah.
It is. So I want to invite you, wonderful. Oh, this is such an amazing discussion. I'm so excited about it. So I want to invite you guys to stick with us, stay with us, right? Don't go anywhere. And however, our third co-host, Miss Kimberly, is an expert in the field of health and wellness. And we're going to move into this segment because this kind of segues into what she brings to us on a weekly basis. So Miss Kimberly, you're on, my dear. So talk to us today.
You're on mute.
You're on mute, my dear. You're muted.
You're on mute.
Hi guys, how's everyone today?
Good.
Hello there.
Good.
Hi, how are you? I'm Kimberly. My segment is part of the health and wellness, which is my favorite part. Everybody knows that. That's Kimberly part. Today we're really speaking on about holistic wellness.
I like
And-
you now. I like you a lot now after that.
Yes, holistic wellness. This is something that we want to discuss a little bit about today and everything. So I do have a special guest that's coming on in a little bit. She is a health coach. I'll get into that a little bit, a little bit later. But anyway, holistic wellness, what I really wanted to talk about is more like of a holistic lifestyle. And a lot of people don't understand what holistic lifestyle is. It's like treating the whole body. People thinking it's just a one singular thing in the body, but the entire body. That's what holistic means. Mind, body, and spirit. So it kind of helps out, with nutrition side, just the health in general, just healthy lifestyle, not just referring to one living, entirely just one way of living. So holistic lifestyle, a lot of people, it changes people if you want to go that way. I think I live a holistic way. A lot of people live different types of holistic way. I've changed a lot in the way that I do things, the way that I eat, my lifestyle in general. So I do gear more holistically, and even also too with my clients too. And by the way, guys, I'm sorry, I'm Kimberly from Kimberly's Glam Spa and Boutique. So I do have a spa and salon. So that's what I'm saying about my clients and all. So I do a lot of this stuff. My background, I do have nutrition. I've worked with for 10 years. I worked with top dietitians. That was my job. I used to help diabetic clients, renal clients, cardiac clients. We help them with their diets, and that's how I changed my diet and started learning more about a holistic way of eating and just the way of life in general. So I kind of just wanted to do like maybe a focus point. It was really more holistic diet or nutrition, however people want to say it and everything, and just eating more different types of fruits and vegetables. Because, with our lifestyle, we eating a lot of processed foods, just different types of processed foods and different types of things. We're just not really sitting out eating foods that's actually helping us holistically in our bodies. Just different types of things that we're eating and stuff. So I pretty much kind of just wanted to make a focus point is more on a nutrition diet, more on holistic nutrition. So eating more fruits and vegetables in our diet provides you with more protective phytonutrients in our body. So we need those extra antioxidants, those phytonutrients in our bodies and everything. That can help enhance our immune system, things that's going on. And I'm here to honestly just tell you, really and truly, I know that foods, a lot of people don't really realize this, but foods, different types of fruits and vegetables and all those things, it really, really changes the body. I went to the doctor maybe 3 months ago, and just remind you, in my past, I worked out, I ate very healthy and everything like that. I didn't even realize we had a segment about stress. I did not realize, to make this really short, this part here, when I went to the doctor, there was nothing going on. It's just like how I'm talking to you right now. It was just being at a friend's house and checking my blood pressure. Well, finding out when I went there, and normal, nothing's going on. Even the doctor was just trying to figure out what's going on. Going to get a wellness check. I just want a whole complete wellness check. Finding out that my cholesterol was super high, my blood pressure was super high, my glucose levels were super high, my A1C was to the point that they're saying, I don't understand why you're not in the hospital. I was like, what the hell are you talking about? What? Oh. So that just threw me off right there, because I just could not understand any of that. All right, things have changed and all that within the last 3 months and everything. No one can understand how the heck I changed. So being an herbalist, going to a herbalist and changing holistically how I do things, those things are not happening. And just eating the right types of foods and eating and getting more into exercise and diet and everything too as well. So some of my top 10 veggies that I would say for a healthy diet, and I'm just calling out some things: tomatoes, onions, broccoli, Brussels sprouts, asparagus, carrots, sweet potatoes, bell peppers, eggplant, spinach, blueberries, raspberries, blackberries, and strawberries. Those are some things that we can incorporate in our diet that really changes. And people, it sounds like, okay, she's talking about the food and everything, but but really and truly, it changes a lot of things holistically in our body. I felt so much energy these days that now that I'm pretty much leading a team of girls of doing exercise and everything like that. So it really changes the body holistically. The person that I'm actually gonna, what time is it? No, she actually can come on now. I told her name is Michelle Fletcher. And I'm bringing Michelle on. I'm just going to give you a brief description about Michelle. Michelle Fletcher is originally from England, but has resided in Fort Lauderdale, Florida for the past 34 years. She had a successful corporate career for over 10 years in information technology, but now has her own business with 125 plus person sales organization, living and sharing her passion for nutrition and exercise. She looks great. She's amazing. She's also my client too. She is a certified health coach and is passionate about sharing what she knows. She's a leader, a mentor, a public speaker for the community. As a health advocate, she has passion for helping and develop more with people as women leaders and men also too as well. Michelle, the reason why I'm bringing Michelle on here, because Michelle can talk more about the fruits and vegetables, because our lifestyle, a lot of people don't have time to cook and and stuff for their kids and stuff and for their family. So what happens is what she's going to tell you about. This is something quick and fast that you can get all those nutrients, all those phytonutrients in everything, and just what she's going to talk to you about. I'm going to see if she's coming. I did tell her 4:50. I changed it because you guys were talking, so she's going to come on now.
All right. So while we wait for Michelle, I think that's a wonderful topic, and it's a wonderful way, and it correlates so well to what we're talking about in terms of work-life balance. And because in order to get that balance in our lives, we have to eat properly as well, right? Because we have to feel healthy.
That's right.
Yeah.
So it's for those of you, some folks who might be wondering, what are we talking about? Why are we talking about that? Nope. You eat healthy, you feel good, you feel healthy, and you can wake up refreshed and be able to focus so you can make those goals and all of your goal planning and all that a lot simpler.
Yeah. Hi, ladies. I'm so sorry, but I have to run back.
Thank you. Thank you.
It was such a pleasure. It was a pleasure chatting and seeing all you ladies, and this is amazing. So hopefully I'll be back on again.
Alrighty.
Yes. Thank you for stopping by. We appreciate you.
No problem.
Anytime.
Enjoy the rest of the day, ladies.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, Oral. So
Bye.
our wonderful guests, if you have to go, if anyone else has to go, feel free. We thank you. We appreciate your time spent with us today. And we would love to see you again anytime you want to come join us.
Yes, thank you. This was really great. I'm going to get going as well, but I'll probably switch to the just the radio.
Yes, so you can still listen to us. Now, that's an amazing listener.
It's great conversation. I love it.
She's switching off the video and going to still listen on the audio. There you go for everybody else. Thank you, Karla. We love you.
All right, take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Miss Kimberly?
Yes.
Back to you, my dear.
I texted her and told her to come on. She should be coming on.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I texted her so that she can go ahead and log on now. But yeah, so, going back to what I was saying, holistic, until she comes on, holistic lifestyle is something that, I think we all should really get into to change our lives. I like what you just said, Carol, in order for us to be able to do the things that we need to be doing. If we're not eating healthy and all, but we already know we're in America. We're running fast. We're moving fast. We're doing lots of things. So guess what? We can't eat fruits and vegetables all the time.
Right.
You don't have time to cook those meals. Remember we talked about the meal prepping thing. Sometimes,
Yeah.
you get those fruits and vegetables in, but we know how important they are for our kids.
And not all of us have time to cook escovitch fish like our wonderful listener here, our guest here today, Miss Nadine, cooking
Yes.
escovitch fish.
Nobody can do that,
I'm actually just, as I'm listening to you guys, I'm like, fixing it all up. There it is.
Oh, look. She
There
gonna
it
make it
is.
even worse. Look.
And I did some brown stew fish over here as well.
Oh my goodness.
Jesus Christ. No, man, you can't do that.
Oh,
Oh, God. No, man, we
now she's rubbing it in, everybody.
can't share none of that food there.
The thing is, I recently switched my role at work, and it's really the first week that I'm actually able to cook, because previously I was going nonstop from 8 o'clock in the morning all the way till like 5, 6 o'clock, and I was just back to back in meetings. So I used to feel bad because my husband would come home and there was no dinner. Luckily, he's the one who actually loves to cook, so he wouldn't mind and he would do it. But I'm taking advantage of the fact that I kind of have that time on my hands. I'm working on a project, but I still have, while I'm listening, because I had blocked this time for the call, that I can cook something. So
right?
Really good. It looks good.
Thanks.
Oh, we have Miss Michelle Fletcher in. Hi, Michelle.
Hi, Michelle, you're on.
Hello, please.
Hi, welcome to Let's Connect.
Thank you for having me.
Welcome.
There's my beautiful client / friend, Michelle.
Yes. Long time no see.
I know, right? Gorgeous as ever.
I wonder who made her gorgeous. That's what she wanted to know. She wanted to know that Kim is the one that made
Oh, Miss Kim's Glam Spa had a hand in that. She's saying she's plugging her spa. Yes.
Listen, Kimmy speaks for herself. When you see Kimmy, you're just like, okay, I got to do what you're doing.
Yes. She's a walking billboard for her.
Yes.
Thank you, sweetie. Thank you. This is so cute.
So go ahead.
I introduced you. I told them your bio and everything. I spoke about everything that we, what I had here for you, your bio. If you want to, interact and tell them. But I got to the point where I was saying how busy the lifestyle of everyone trying to get in and trying to cook for their families and get all those fruits and vegetables that in and everything like that. But sometimes it's a busy lifestyle. That's how America's steer, that already. So, just eat a lot of times we want our families to have those things, but they cannot have those items at the time, those fruits and vegetables. So there's another alternative to that is what Michelle's going to speak about. And I'll turn this over to her and let Michelle talk to you about that.
Yes. So I know all about that busy lifestyle. I mean, I have kids that are 10 and 12. I have a husband. It's just a lot going on, right? And on top of it, we're supposed to kind of stay more restricted than ever. So I'm a certified health coach. And for the past 9 years, my passion has been really helping to educate the community on how they can implement ways to get more fruits and vegetables into their entire family's diets. I mean, it's so important. We're not eating enough. We're supposed to eat 9 to 13 servings as adults. I don't know who can do that unless you're just juicing and eating nothing but fruits and vegetables all day long. It's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm partnered with a company that has found a way to put in over 30 fruits and vegetables in whole food nutrition in capsules and gummies. And they even have a whole food plant-based protein shake, which allows you to get even more plants into your diet. So that is something that me and my family have been using now for the past 9 years. And it totally has just like changed the game. It's a game changer. And now more than ever, more people are looking for this because everyone wants to improve, you know, strengthen their immune system. You want to be able to fight whatever is out there, and having a strong immune system is the way to do it. And this is how you do it, with more plant nutrition, more things from earth, the things that God put on this earth for our bodies, right? So that is what I do. And that is what I've been doing for the past 9 years. And it's just been amazing because it is a passion. And let me tell you, when you match your passion with your purpose,
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
more things come, like money.
Yes.
So it's
Yeah.
been a really good ride.
It has. You know, the part that I love is Michelle's story when she tells me about her two kids when they weren't eating vegetables. I love when you tell me that story. And from the time they started, you know, you're incorporating what you incorporate to them and all that. And then after that, they just started eating all the vegetables. I thought that was really cool, especially with kids. And so,
Yeah.
Michelle, tell them a little bit about that.
So my son is really the reason I took a look at this. So when I started on these plant-based whole food capsules and gummies, my children were 14 months old and 3 years old. And I knew he needed, my 14-month-old, the boy, was extremely picky eater, would not eat vegetables no matter what I did. He was born with reflux that turned into acid reflux, which was projectile vomiting for like 10 months. So by the time he started eating regular food, he was super picky. So we were going to a holistic pediatrician at the time, and he had this whole food nutrition posted up in every room in his office. And I didn't know what it was. I thought it was some kind of drink because it's called Juice Plus. And it wasn't until I met another mom, just by chance, we just happened to start talking, and she told me what it was. And I was like, wow, I've seen this not only at my holistic pediatrician's office, but at another doctor's office just a few weeks prior. And I was like, what is that? And that's when she shared. So we started on it as a family. And I really started on it because I knew my son wasn't the best eater. And he was constantly sick, would not eat vegetables. Within 2 months, to see what happened with him, he hadn't been sick the entire 2 months, which this was the child that used to be sick every 3 weeks. And around the 2-month mark, he started picking up broccoli on his own and eating it. And I was like, what in the world? I would always have vegetables on his plate for dinner, always had vegetables, and he would never eat them. And one day he started eating the broccoli. The next day I had cabbage, and he started eating the cabbage. Now, I almost fell on the floor because I hated cabbage my whole life until I got pregnant the first time. So for him to start eating cabbage was like mind blowing. So it's been 9 years. He's 10 now. He was 14 months when he started. By 16 months, he was eating vegetables that he never would touch before. I mean, not even a slither. He was eating a full thing of vegetables. And now he's like my healthy kid. He eats pretty much every vegetable. The one he says he doesn't like is asparagus. But if I give it to him, he still eats it. I mean, that's just mind blowing because I've watched him go from infant to preschool, where constantly in his class, kids were always like missing out of class. They were always sick. And he was like the one kid, he got sick for one day in preschool. I remember that. And it didn't even last one day. It was like half a day. So his like immune system is very strong right now. And he's probably healthier than his sister is at this point because he rarely ever gets anything. And when he does, it comes and goes so fast. And I have to actually say it has to be in part of this nutrition they've been getting all these years, because we're not the perfect eaters. We're not even getting the 9 to 13 servings they recommend, but this helps to bridge the gap in our diets. And this is like researched whole food nutrition. It's vine ripened, non-GMO, no contaminants on the fruits and vegetables that are used in the product. It's just amazing.
That's awesome.
I'm looking at Kim like,
because I love that. I love when people, you know, when especially kids, because kids, it's so hard when kids don't eat foods or anything like that, and it's really tough on the parents and stuff when they don't eat the fruits and vegetables, because you want to get those things because it's going to help their bodies and stuff like that. But when you finally see them turn around just like that after you start giving them something, and now they're eating every vegetable on the planet, okay, that's amazing. At a young age, yeah, because you don't really find that. So that means
If it didn't happen to me, I don't know if I would believe it. Honestly,
Right.
that's just so
Right.
it's incredible.
exactly.
So how easy is it, Michelle, would you say, for other parents? Because, this goes back to everything that we're talking about. Right now, we are in the pandemic, and there are a whole lot of people, depending on where you live, of course. We're here in the New York, New Jersey area, but so we're all indoors at this point. So how easy is it for people to be able to do this with their children? Because we're experiencing a lot of stress, a lot of anxiety. The kids are also experiencing that. And there are a lot of children who are picky eaters right now, and that's adding to the stress of the parents. So what would you say to these parents, and how can they get the same results or attempt to get the same results for their children?
So to get started on this nutrition that I'm referring to, which is Juice Plus, it's really simple. And we know that stress is a silent killer. Like, stress will break your immune system down really fast. And that's what's been happening to a lot of people. The stress of this entire time, these past how many months, it's on top of that and not eating well because we're stuck in the house. And so guess what? We're reaching for more comfort foods, right? Things that are not probably enabling our immune system, but probably breaking it down. So it's just a combination of so many things that this is probably one of the easiest things my family does every day to get in a lot of concentrated nutrition. So for parents, all you have to do is you place an order. Your order comes within a week. And the plus to this is that children can get Juice Plus for free. So if there's an adult taking it, our company sponsors your child to get it for free for up to 4 years. For your child to get it for free for them, because we realize the children are our next generation. If they are growing up with healthier habits, we are going to have healthier adults going into the next generation, and that's something we need. And that's probably the reason why so many people have been hit hard here in this country, because even though we're one of the richest countries in the world, unfortunately, we're one of the unhealthiest countries in the world.
Yes.
Definitely.
True.
Definitely.
So where can the parents go to get this, get the Juice Plus that you're talking about? And is it something that you think that children would like, based on the feedback or based on your son?
Well, the majority of kids like it because the gummies actually taste like candy. They taste really good. They're really good for you, but they made it to where it's good, like palatable for children. And a lot of adults, because my parents are Jamaican, so my family's Jamaican. I don't know what it is with Jamaicans, but they do not like to swallow capsules. So a lot of my family, they eat the gummies because they're like, no, I don't like to swallow a capsule. So even adults take the gummies because they taste really good. So it's not that hard to get a kid to buy into it. Because my kids, when we started, they thought they were candy. They were eating them like candy. So at times, I would say put them aside and only let them take so much because they may just eat it like it's treats.
Trust me, that's what I used to do. I used to love those gummies.
Yes.
And then you get these on like Amazon, or where do you get it?
It's only sold through representatives. So I'm a representative of the company. And so it's only sold through representatives because we do give a lot of education. It's not just we're selling a product, we're educating you on why you would need to add a whole food nutritional product into your diet versus a vitamin. Vitamins are a lot of isolated nutrients, whereas when you're eating it from the actual food, you're getting thousands and thousands of nutrients and phytochemicals and minerals and vitamins that your body knows how to use, and it's going to do the right things in your body.
And tell us the name of the company.
So the company is called Juice Plus. I am a representative for the company, and I have my own website. My website is mfletcher.juiceplus.com. Got a kitty. So how old is the little one I see here? Is she over 4?
She's 5.
So she would qualify to get free Juice Plus. Any child over the age of 4, all the way until college doing their undergraduate can,
Really?
Oh, wow.
yes, that's the age range from 4 years old all the way to undergraduate in college, because
That's really cool.
they've had over 1 million children that have been a part of this program. It's called our Family Healthy Starts program. And what they've done is a study seeing how children benefit from taking it. So they've noticed that children are getting less sick, taking less over-the-counter medication. They're drinking less, they're drinking more water. Yes. They're eating more fruits and vegetables. So the results have been tallied over the years of all these children. And I mean, the percentages on it are like 60%, 80% of the results that these kids are noticing. And my children are a true testament to all of these things, what's happened in their health.
When you first, if I may ask, when you first started to take it, were you trying to, like, what led you there? Was there something that you were working on with yourself, like getting in shape or losing weight or any of that stuff? Or was it just because of your son was sick?
It was mostly for my son, because I considered myself to be very healthy before I started taking it. And I've always been into fitness. That's always been my thing. I played soccer in high school, played soccer in college. I went to school at Florida State. So working out was like my stress relief. So I learned how to use the machines. You had free personal trainers back then. I knew how to do everything. And so fitness was always my thing. I thought I was very healthy, but one area I was missing was in nutrition. And so for me, I have a family that disease is very prevalent in my family, between cancer, diabetes, high blood pressure, dementia, all these things ran in my family. So I kind of thought, you know, I'm gonna be susceptible to one of these things eventually, right? Because they run in my family. I had no idea the link between nutrition and disease. You can break the generational curses that you feel like are in your line. You can break that. And that's been one thing for me, is like, I knew my son needed it, but when I really learned of how many fruits and vegetables we needed to be eating, and I knew I wasn't eating past like 5 a day, and I wasn't getting a variety. I was eating like the same fruits and vegetables probably every day. So they say you should eat the rainbow. You should be eating a variety, because every fruit and vegetable has different benefits for your body.
That's right.
So it was really for him, but we all started, and I noticed changes myself. I didn't think I would. I was like, I always have a lot of energy. I always, there were just so many, but it came to my fitness levels where I did notice the changes. I noticed I had more stamina, more endurance when I was working out. And I mean, I worked out all the time. I had faster recoveries after like intense workouts. I would recover faster. My husband noticed he had more energy. Now he's a teacher in the classroom. He said around midday he was about to pass out, but when he started, he noticed more energy. My daughter was no longer constipated, which was something she used to suffer from. So it's just like, you never know how it's going to work in your body. But everyone's different. And the thing is, the company isn't about testimonials. They have actual research. So we have over 40 published research studies in medical journals, nutrition journals, sports and medicine, all kinds of journals, which you can find on the website. And they've done studies on cancer patients. They've done studies on pregnant women. They've done studies on pre-diabetic adolescent boys. They've done studies on smokers. They've done studies on lawyers that were highly stressed in law school. So the studies are so many. And these are studies that are covering cardiovascular health, protecting your DNA, improving, reducing inflammation, which all of us need to reduce inflammation because that's usually the onset of a disease or illness. There's a study on, what's the one I just mentioned earlier? Improving our immune function, immune system. There's so many studies, it's incredible. But these are the things that would happen if we were actually eating the fruits and vegetables.
Right.
I think having the concentrated forms like in capsules, things like that is probably even more helpful because there's only so much kale you can eat. You know, there's only so much, and then you're also dealing with the fact that there are pesticides, all this stuff. Not everybody can afford the organic stuff, and then even when you get organic, it goes bad within like 2 or 3 days.
Yeah.
There's so many
That's a
obstacles to us
challenge.
eating, properly. So,
Mhm.
and yeah, and I mean, like, I remember even when I was pregnant, I always took plant-based vitamins and things like that. But I remember even when I was pregnant, I didn't take the prenatal pills the doctors gave me. I took the ones that were more plant-based, and I felt so much better than like when I was taking the, God only knows what was like in those. And I was comparing a couple friends that I know, like almost all their kids had eczema at birth or after birth or something. And I was saying the only thing I think they had in common was prenatal pills.
Mm.
It's my conspiracy theory, but
No,
I
listen.
mean, I feel like that had something to do with it. And my daughter, even though she was born a preemie, um, she only spent like 2 weeks in the hospital, and it was really just to make sure that everything was okay, and she was born like almost 34 weeks or something, really young, but everything was fine and all that. Thank glory be to God. But I really feel also that because I was more doing a lot of and I mean, I was throwing up everything, so I barely could eat, but because I was doing those plant-based vitamins, I feel like it was a big thing. So I could certainly see how leveraging like this, this type of product that probably has a lot of different products in the line would be so helpful. Because even now I'm into like making my own hair product, because learning about like the different chemicals and things that are in hair products, and then just going in my backyard and cutting some aloe vera and some fenugreek seed and some stuff and stuff, olive
Oh,
oil,
you get
coconut
it.
oil, and I'm learning how to take care of my hair, things like that. So I feel you on what you're saying.
So it's so
Definitely.
funny you mentioned that, because I've had several people that have used Juice Plus only for their prenatal and on subsequent pregnancies where they didn't have it before
Yeah.
with the first ones, and then the subsequent pregnancies they had a way better pregnancy.
Yeah.
And the thing is, prenatals, there's no research on prenatal vitamins. You cannot find any, and it's kind of freaky when you think about it, because that's what you're using to grow a growing baby, right? But we've done a study with pregnant women in Juice Plus, and all the results of all our studies have been positive, because it's
absolutely
plant-based nutrition.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome.
I've got nothing but good reviews and good people always talking about the Juice Plus. I remember my doctor years ago was telling me about Juice Plus. My doctor, and she was my family practice. If my family practice doctor would tell me to get on Juice Plus, thing for you, Kimberly. This was many years ago. This is before I even started my business here in Broward. That'll tell you how good. And she was really a good family practice doctor. So fast forwarding, not paying attention to her on that part. Sorry, I really wasn't at the time. Fast forward until I met Michelle, getting into it too as well. I was like, this is crazy. My doctor years ago, that's crazy.
What are you doing?
Well, I hear nothing but good reviews from everybody also too, and everything on the Juice Plus as well.
Yeah, and there's thousands of doctors that they're usually more on the holistic side, which is a good thing. So you had a really good doctor, because they're usually more about holistic healing versus medication, which is something we want to stay away from.
Right.
And this is why I said to the show Holistic Wellness, and we're talking more about holistic nutrition, because this is part of holistic nutrition, because of what's in there. It's plant-based and everything. You're getting all these real fruits and real vegetables. You're getting the real deal, you're getting the capsule. And if you're not eating those vegetables, eating them, you can take them, and you're getting what you're supposed to have right then and there, just by popping a capsule or the gummies in your mouth, and you're getting them right then and there. You're getting your nutrition. Your kids, because they can pop up, the gummy bears with all the fruits and vegetables in there, and they're actually getting that. Because, like I said, a lot of people are not cooking those vegetables and fruits and stuff, like eating those fruits and stuff every day. Make sure you have this particular amount of fruits, this amount of vegetables, you're not doing it. It's just, it's not right.
Especially now, for me, I find that, you know, it's even more challenging because we are in the pandemic. And for some folks who are not really getting out frequently enough to go constantly, and these fruits and vegetables, like you mentioned, Michelle, they only last a few days or something, or Nadine mentioned it only lasts a few days. So you would have to be able to get out in this pandemic every couple of days or something to go purchase these fruits and vegetables. So here we are talking, for those of us who may have joined us later on and didn't hear everything that we were talking about. We're talking about holistic health and getting the nutrition where you need it. If you cannot go out and buy these fruits and vegetables at your local supermarket, etc., here is where you can get it. It is called Juice Plus. And this is what Michelle Fletcher is here talking about with us today. These are all natural supplements that the children can have, adults can have it. But if you're not getting enough in your diet, this is something that you want to look into. You want to investigate, you want to do more. And Michelle, if you could give the website again, because people need to hear this. Because like, I know for me, my kid does not get enough. I give her vitamins and stuff every day, but you know, it's, how do we know really how much they're really getting? Do we even really know if they're getting the right amount and getting the right amount of everything, a broad spectrum that they should be getting? So for all of you who are concerned, and constipation, I don't want to give TMI too much information, but constipation runs in my family. So when you said that, my ears perked up. I was like, I want to hear about that.
You have no idea how many people suffer from that in this country. There was a percentage, I forgot what it is. It's over 50% of people suffer from constipation. One of the number one purchased over-the-counter products is, what is it?
Dulcolax?
One of the ones that, the stool softener products.
Stool softener.
Is it Metamucil or what is it?
Miralax. Miralax.
Yes, Miralax. That is one of the number one purchased products because so many.
I'm one of those. I have to give it to my kid almost on a daily basis.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, wow.
See?
Juice Plus for you, Carol.
Yeah, daily.
A natural way. A natural way to go.
I don't have that problem.
When you say you have that problem there?
I don't have that problem. You know that, Kim, because me and you talk about that all the time. Yeah, that's our conversation.
That's a good thing, though. That's really good.
I'm telling you, like clockwork.
Yeah. I with this woman. Didn't I just say that TMI thing?
Listen, I'm keeping it real. People do it, okay?
Yeah.
Just came in and busted out.
Yeah, a lot of people struggle with bowel issues. A lot. There are so many different types of bowel problems.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And even when you're under stress, your bowel is so affected.
Yes.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, gut health is a big thing now. More people are realizing so many issues start in the gut, and you know now we have all.
Tell me about it. Tell me.
Autoimmune diseases that never existed.
Jesus!
Yeah.
You don't have anything that can clean it out and flatten the belly like that.
Well, Juice Plus is good for gut health.
I'm telling you, I may need 2 cases or something because Mama needs something.
Because remember something.
I need something. You don't have none.
Well, she got.
Go look at your products and see if there's anything.
No, it helps with digestion.
It does help because it's probably bloating. A lot of that is probably bloating.
Nadine,
I have that issue.
Nadine,
with the
bloat
bloating.
is not the word. Bloat is not the word. I need to find some word to it and attach COVID to it, and that would be a new thing.
Yeah.
Bloat is not the word. I need to look into that because, honey, I could be a testimony. Okay. All right. So
She needs you to pack up everything you know and just put it into her. Just that's it. That's it, Michelle.
Y'all know already that I have no shame to my game. I'm going to tell you what it is. If you can't laugh at yourself, who you can laugh at, right?
Exactly.
So, Miss Michelle, you may want to dig down in their products and see if there's anything there that can help a sister out.
Hey, give it a try. I'm telling you. It only
Yes.
does good things.
Yes.
I know I'm interested, Michelle, because like I
Yeah.
said, the
I
constipation
know
issue runs
Michelle's
long and
product.
hard in my family.
I know Michelle's product. Cause you actually came down. You did a show with your cousin or so at
Yeah,
at my store.
the salad in a jar party.
Yes, honey, the salad in the
Yes.
jar. Yeah,
Yes.
she's awesome. The
She
salad in
knows
the jar.
Sonia. She knows Sonia. You remember Sonia?
Yeah,
Yes. Me and
Yeah.
Sonia work together.
we keep meeting each other all the time somewhere. I'm telling you.
That's true.
Yeah.
That is true.
We always see it bucking up. And yeah, so honey, look up in there and
Look
we
at
need
sister
to work.
up.
Help a sister gut out. Help a sister gut out.
So Michelle, we know we can go to the website, right?
Yes.
But how,
Yeah.
let's say someone here in the New York area or wherever else, we have listeners all over. So if they want to get this product, can it be mailed to them? Like, how do they get this?
Yes, everything ships directly to you, to your household. So I don't hold inventory here. I place the order for you and then it goes directly to your home. So,
Got it.
and our corporate office is in Memphis, Tennessee. So here on the East Coast, we get things fairly quickly. I think the whole country does, but I think we get it especially fast just because we're here on the East Coast and things get to us fairly quickly.
Right.
And I mentioned Juice Plus, but I didn't mention we also have a way to grow your own fruits and vegetables too, with something called the Tower Garden, which is a vertical growing system that you can have right on your patio or inside your home to grow your own fruits and vegetables, which I've had a lot of people in New York requesting that because during COVID, they didn't really want to go out. They were like nervous about getting produce at the grocery store and whose hands touched it. So this is a great way to have control of your own food source and grow your own produce.
That's what's up.
That's interesting. So
Yeah.
again, the website is, please give us your website again, Michelle.
It's
Please.
mmfletcher.juiceplus.com.
And we'll post it on our website too.
Yeah, I'll
On
put
our
it in the
Facebook
chat
page.
for you too.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll
We
write
will
it
most
down.
definitely do that because, like I said, there are so many people who are interested. Very good. mfletcher.juiceplus.com. And for every one of you who have any of these issues, these gut issues that we're talking about, it helps your skin, it helps everything, it helps your digestion, it probably helps your mobility, it helps you in all different ways, and we're all human and we're different, so it may have different results for us, but the key thing to know is that it's all natural.
That's right.
Yeah,
All that fiber
exactly.
can actually help you.
Straight
going
from the
to-
earth.
Because you're getting all the fiber from the fruits and the vegetables.
Yeah. Because like Nadine say, for all of you people, how much kale can you eat?
Yeah,
So
I mean,
much.
it's
Don't
only
tell
so
that to
much.
my mama, because she eats
It's
kale
only
like
so
every
much.
day.
Yeah, but you can eat a lot of it, but then your body can't handle so much. But if you take it more like in a capsule form, your body can handle it better or something like that. Not to say not to eat the kale. We're just saying there's only so much you can eat every day. There's only so many apples you can eat every day. And then you're not getting a variety. Sometimes you go to the supermarket and you're getting the same apple, orange, that's it. But there's a variety of things out there. Yeah,
That's my issue. I will get the same things all the time. It's not like I switch it up every day of eating different things. But with these capsules, with the Juice Plus or the gummies or whatever, right, Michelle, you're getting a broad spectrum.
What? Yeah.
Yes, you're getting 20 to 30 fruits and vegetables.
Wow,
and I
that's
mean,
amazing.
Really highly nutrient dense fruits and vegetables. They chose specific ones that work and do really good things in the body. So, yeah.
Are they different for like, I know for me, certain things, like some people who may be concerned about their A1C level, getting too high, so you can't have too much sugar and all of that stuff, because I've cut out sugar out of my diet and all that. So are there specific ones? Is it different or is it just the same?
It's the same. It's capsules or gummies, but the beauty of the capsules, so my son was the first person I thought of for Juice Plus, but my dad was the second, because my dad is diabetic and insulin dependent, and he's been taking it now for the past 9 years because guess what? They take the sugar out of the capsules. So there's no sugar in it. They took out the water, the sugar, and the salt. So they're left with the concentrated powders.
Oh, wow. It's fascinating.
None of the sugars. So for diabetic,
Yes.
that's really good. They're able to get those fruits they can't usually eat.
And that's
Great.
so it's diabetic.
Do you find that it helps him to stabilize his sugar levels?
Yes, in the beginning. So my dad is 90 years old.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm the last child. But
That's
in
amazing.
the beginning, what happens is that they go through a detox. Now, when anyone takes Juice Plus, you're going through a detox because it's cleaning out things in your body that's probably sitting around for a while. So you may notice some detox symptoms. And so in the beginning, his blood sugars were a little unstable, but after like 2 weeks, it started to even out, which was really good, you know? So I attribute that for him still being here with us at 90 years old.
Yeah, I think so too.
No, seriously,
I think
he's been
so
taking
too.
for the past 9 years.
Yeah.
I'm very thankful that, you know, I discovered this. I've been able to share it with my family, my friends, and just see these changes in so many people. There's story after story after story. It's incredible.
Real quick, Michelle, you mentioned something about detox signs. Like, what are some of them?
So some signs of detox can be you have headaches, you may see a rash come up because your body's trying to expel these toxins. So you may notice what is it? Migraines. I mentioned that. There's a lot of different symptoms of
I have to look up on that.
Yeah, you can feel like you have chills, you know, your body's just releasing toxins. But then what happens is right after that detox happens, you feel amazing. I've had that happen. I had a cousin who started on Juice Plus. This girl was eating McDonald's 3 times a day. I couldn't believe it. My little cousin.
Wow.
And she went through some serious detox. But after those 2 weeks, she was feeling on cloud 9. She felt so good. Yeah. And she stopped eating McDonald's. Yeah, it changed her palate. She didn't even crave McDonald's anymore. So,
well, I have your information on here. I got to check that out.
Yeah, I want to check that out too. You piqued my interest, and I'm sure for everybody else who's listening, their interests have been piqued as well. So please, everyone, if you're interested in this and it touches you in any way, shape, or form, which I suspect that it should, take a look into this. Okay, I'm interested. It's all natural. Go to the website, check it out, reach out to Michelle. And Michelle, we're going to post your information on our sites as well, so people can find the information there. But thank you. I really appreciate this info today.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me.
Honey, I really appreciate you. Thank you so much, Michelle. And I'll be talking to you soon. You know, we got to get you in here.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. She makes me beautiful. Yes. Have a good day, lady.
All righty.
Thank you, Michelle. Pleasure having you.
Take care.
Bye-bye, love.
Bye.
Okay, guys. It is actually my time to go. I have to go back to doing homework and finish my work.
You got a break today. That was good.
Huh?
I said you got a break today.
Yeah.
You balance work very well.
Very well.
That's why I have to go back to now doing.
I know, right?
And only 1 out of the 6 homework is done. So.
All righty.
You know, but thank you guys for having me on. This was really good.
Yes.
I'm checking out Michelle's Juice Plus page.
Yeah.
And there's a bunch of cool stuff out there. So
she's
enjoy your fish.
I will.
I know. I'm so jealous. I can't have any. Oh, now she got me thinking about that.
And come back
I will.
anytime.
I'm gonna have it with my cauliflower rice.
Oh,
yeah.
You love the cauliflower rice?
Love the cauliflower rice.
I eat a lot of that.
You know, I'm one of them, like Reese. Well, I don't know if this happened to Reese, but if I just look at rice and my belly swell. So
yeah, me too. Me too.
So
no, that's just, I look at food. Food.
Rice
Not
mainly for me.
Food.
So
something wrong with me, you know? I swear, something is wrong with me.
So cauliflower rice is amazing.
I love it.
Cauliflower rice is amazing. And you know what COVID did for me? I turned my backyard in a, let me show you guys what I've been doing. all summer. You see my backyard? I have,
Wow.
it's getting cold now, so a lot of things are
You're growing stuff
missing,
back
but I
there.
had tomatoes, cucumbers. I have my, what do you call this now? My single Bible for my hair.
Okay.
The
And I
Bible.
just, I just brought inside some of the peppers
Okay.
and stuff like that. So everything that you see, my little peppers, they're red right now. I don't know if you can
Oh.
see it, right? So I brought in my
Wow.
tomato plants for the winter to see how long it would stay, and my pepper plants. So this is where I get all of my peppers from.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
Amazing.
Yeah.
You're already starting doing holistic.
Yeah, do her
Yeah.
tower garden thing.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So
Very
at
nice.
least I don't have to get this stuff from the supermarket.
Yeah,
Right.
that's good.
I can get a little bit of, yeah. Oh, actually, I forgot to show you. I didn't even know they had purple kale. You see that?
What is that?
Purple what?
Purple kale.
Oh,
Oh,
That's interesting.
You
Now, I
see
did
it?
not know that. I know.
yeah.
yeah.
I didn't know either.
No.
Yeah. So
Did you grow that from scratch or did you like buy it?
I got a
and put it in the
small,
dirt?
I bought it as a small plant in the Home Depot nursery, and then it grew like this. So we just
Wow.
basically cut the leaves off, and then it gets back more leaves.
Oh my God.
And all of those tall bushes you see over there, those are my my okra plants.
Oh,
So I have a lot of okra, and this is my rosemary. See, I have more peppers here.
You're doing your thing, girl.
I know.
Yeah.
You're already
My
doing your.
mint,
Yeah.
my thyme. See my thyme.
Oh, I love time. Oh my
Yeah,
God. I
and
love
look,
thyme.
So
the
you
wind
are seriously practicing some work-life
Yeah.
balance because
Yeah.
that